everybody. We're here again.
Yo.
Your host, Maria Knows Best, here with the crossover crew. Everybody, go ahead and introduce yourselves again.
Y'all know what it is. Episode 3. Y'all know what it is. Age 30 over here representing the crossover. We about to have a hell of a show for y'all today.
Absolutely. It's your boy True the King, man, TV, man. Back again.
Man, let's get it, y'all. This your boy Hollywood Herm in the building, man. For to cook these fanboys as usual, but nah, man, y'all tune in for a great show tonight, man. Today, y'all.
You know what it is, man. Young Africa straight out the motherland. No other land, man. Smoking on that Tyler Hero pack. You know it hit different when you take a step back.
Tyler Hero pack is crazy, but it's your boy the Casual, live from at the house. I'm finna cut my camera on very shortly. Representing Vandy Sports Debates. Please make sure to check us out on YouTube.
Hey man, it's your boy rebranding. Man, these playoff everything's been great. Rebranding though, y'all know who it is. One of the biggest trolls on the app. Welcome to episode 3, y'all. It's about to be fun.
That's everybody. So we're gonna start off with the NFL draft recap, which we all know is an annual event that basically consists of professional American football collegiate players basically getting recruited to go play for the professionals, the NFL. So with every draft, let me also state that this draft was held Thursday, April 15th. Okay, it's a 7-round event, so it lasts like 3 days. First round is held Thursday. Second and third round, I think, is held Fridays. And Saturday, we have like the last 3 round, which is 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 4 rounds. But just like with every draft that we have, there are always winners and losers regarding teams or players. So who do you guys, we'll start with True. True, who do you think were the winners? We'll start off with the losers. Who do you think were the losers of this draft?
I think it was the losers. I think the losers was let me see. Uh I forgot I had my list. Talking about this. Hold up. Losers was definitely I didn't understand the Bills. I think the Bills was losers. I don't understand. They traded back for in the first round to get a less talented wide receiver. I didn't understand that. Um the Bills, I don't like what they've been moving in the draft. The the Broncos, that Bo Nix pick that was terrible. Bo Nix was at least a third, fourth round pick, and they drafted him in the first round. So you got rid of Russell Wilson and added Bo Nix as a first round draft pick. I mean, a guy the same age as me coming out as a rookie. I mean, Bo Nix has been out. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I didn't understand that. And then um yeah, the 49 I don't understand what the 49ers been doing. So it's the winners, I'm gonna say the Steelers. I like they addressed the O line. I like the fact they addressed the O line. Atlanta, I like the Michael Penny. People didn't like that pick,
I
but
know, which I thought was crazy.
Kirk Cousins is an older quarterback, come off Achilles, so drafting him, which listen, I think he's a very good quarterback. So may not be starting right away, but hey, he's there for the future. Kirk come off Achilles is older. I mean, that's a great pick. And then, hey, I think the Patriots. Listen, I think the Patriots did decent when it comes to winning. They addressed the wide receiver issue. Drafted 2 wide receivers in the draft. Um, also, I like they addressed the O line issue and then drafted a corner in the. I think just recently, just like 30 minutes ago, they drafted a corner in the second round, 6th round. So those my wins and losers. Oh yeah, shout out to my cousin, man. Got drafted by Green Bay Packers, Marshawn Lloyd. Shout out to him, man. That's dope, man. Shout out, man. Shout out to him.
Herm. Who you got for the NFL draft?
The losers, man. I got I got the Patriots as one of the losers. I think drafting a guy like Drake May that has a lot of flaws with bad footwork. I think that's a bad pickup to draft a quarterback that high with a lot of the mechanical issues that he have. I think they should have traded down so they could get more assets to make their team better, to get more picks. But they won the road with Drake May. I guess they believe in him. That's one team for sure that started out bad. The Los Angeles Rams. I think they was too impatient. They should not have traded up to get that tackle that they ended up drafting. Because yes, Aaron Donald is officially retired, so they are trying to replace that. But they could have got a defensive tackle. If they would have stayed where they at and it just been a little bit patient. You gave up a little too much to get the defensive tackle they received. And my 49ers. I think my 49ers, we did a terrible job. We got a fiasco going on with our receivers. We should have made a move with at least one of them, Brandon Ayuk. We should have traded him at least so we could get some draft collateral and how deep the receiving draft is. We could have actually moved both of them, and we would have been fine with how deep the receiving draft class in because we could have got a lot of assets and we possibly could have filled in some of the pieces, filled up some of the holes that we do have. So those my three losers.
Ace 30. Who you got for your losers?
Uh, Obviously, my co-host hit actually two of my three options, but I'm gonna hit what the third option is the Broncos. I don't like what the Broncos did. To be honest with you, I don't believe in I don't believe in the quarterback from Morgan Knicks. I don't believe in him. He just like look at his draft, his scouting reports, and what he did in the combine. He was kind of an average quarterback, and then he was decent in Oregon, no doubt. But I don't think his game would translate to the Broncos at the high level. I don't think that's necessarily the future franchise quarterback, which which the Broncos took high. And typically, when you pick a quarterback that high, you typically want an expectation that he could possibly be a franchise quarterback later. I possibly under that Bronco system, maybe they because they try a new manager, maybe they can possibly do a better job in development quarterbacks. So maybe he has a higher chance, but I will say the Broncos is also one of those teams that lost because they could have got a better pick other than next from Oregon.
Um, yeah. So I'm gonna actually start it off with the Atlanta Falcons for me. I like Michael Penix Jr., but if you watch the Falcons, you know they need an edge rusher, right? So for you to have Dallas Turner out of Alabama available and you go with Michael Penix Jr., I don't understand it. It irks my soul. I don't get it. You just signed Kirk Cousins to what was it, a 4-year contract? 150 million. So what's the plan for Michael Penix Jr.? Right? And then you don't want to, you don't want to upset Kirk Cousins, right? Who's coming back from an Achilles injury. I don't really get that. And then I'll move to the Buffalo Bills. Okay, so the Buffalo Bills, just getting rid of a big receiver, and you don't trade with one of your rivals. I don't get that. You trade with the Kansas City Chiefs so they can actually get Xavier Worthy, right? Who is a receiver that did have 1,000 yards last year in college. I don't understand that. And then I'm gonna keep this short, but I'll also agree with the Denver Broncos, the Bo Nix thing, not understanding it. Probably didn't need to address that. They probably didn't need to address that right away. Because I mean, there was no quarterback that was going to be left that they were going to grab that was going to be a game changer. This year, this rebuild that they're going through is probably going to be a 2-year, 3-year thing. There's some great quarterbacks coming out next year. They probably could have waited for just taking Bo Nix in the first was kind of crazy to me. But that's what I got though for my losers.
Okay, who do you got for your winners? Brandon, while we're already on you.
Okay,
Who's your
okay.
winners?
Listen. So for my winners, I got the Chicago Bears, obviously.
Obvious. Yeah.
Obviously, right? So getting Caleb Williams out of USC, I think, and it sucks because what they did, with Justin Fields, right? Like now, y'all want to build a competent team, But Caleb Williams definitely has a lot less pressure going into Chicago with
Yeah.
DJ Moore, who had 1,300 yards last year. Keenan Allen, who had 1,200 yards receiving. And then they were able to get the kid out of Washington, Rome Odunze, who had 1,600 yards last year out of Washington with 13 touchdowns. Not that, and also to add that they had DeAndre Swift, who I actually liked when he was with Philly. They just didn't utilize him enough. And my second winner I have are the Commanders. Getting Jason, not Jason. I'm sorry, Jaden Daniels out of LSU. I
Mm-hmm.
was watching the draft the other night. They were comparing him to like Lamar Jackson, right? So I'm like, okay, let me go do some research on this kid. Like, is this I'm looking at the numbers, right? And I know numbers aren't everything, but just looking at 3,800 passing yards, 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 1,100 yards rushing. That's impressive to me, And he has Terry McLaurin, and Jahan Dotson, who are two receivers in Washington that I think Jahan the verdict is still out on him, but I still believe in him. And then my last winner for the draft. I know y'all gonna kill me for this, but I actually like what the Cardinals did, right? Especially with Marvin Harrison Jr. for Kyler Murray. I like what they did with him. And you all may feel a little way about the rest of the draft, how that went for them. But I think with Kyler Murray coming off of injury, and redefining who he is as a quarterback, I think to get him a weapon like that, Marvin Harrison Jr., I think that's huge. And that's what I got.
Her, what are you? Who your winners?
Um, I'm gonna start off with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The reason being they address the offensive line. Whenever you invested in Russell Wilson and you got on Justin Fields as well, you gotta have that O line to protect them. The game starts in the trenches. So end of the day, if you don't have the offensive line, the D line, your offensive defense really not gonna be good. So I like what the Steelers did. Also, the LA Chargers. I don't know why I still call it San Diego, but the LA Chargers. They also addressed their offensive line, and they got a weapon for Justin Herbert. We're losing Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. So they addressed their horrific O line that they've been having ever since he's been there, with the picks that they got, and they addressed uh, getting that receiver from Georgia. So I like what the Chargers have done as well. Harbaugh, he gonna get the ball rolling, so I won't be surprised if they actually compete in the division. Also, another winner, in my opinion, the Philadelphia Eagles. They addressed their secondary. They got two of the best corners in the draft,
Yep.
with their picks.
Yep.
I like what Philadelphia did for sure. So those my three winners. The Bears would have been the obvious, but I didn't want to do the obvious, so I got the Eagles, Chargers, and Steelers as my winners.
Mhm.
Okay. Age 30?
No, we're gonna go ahead and go to True.
Okay, so True, go ahead. I think True said, did you say your winners earlier, True?
You was my winners earlier.
Okay.
You did say them earlier? Okay.
Yeah, I said them earlier.
Yeah. Okay. So the obvious, some of these teams drafted the people that they were supposed to draft, to help build their team, to help better their team from the previous seasons, which is the whole point of the draft. For the teams that did not do that, we shall see how you guys look this upcoming season. But we're gonna move this over to basketball because that's what we do. But anyways, we're gonna go to the basketball NBA awards recap and predictions. We're gonna start off with an award that a lot of people just don't look at heavily, but most improved, the most improved player of the year, was given to Tyrese Maxey. The finalists consisted of Tyrese Maxey, Malik Monk, and who's third?
Say it again. Which one?
The finalists consisted of Tyrese Maxey.
Malik Monk. Wait, you said most improved? No, Malik Monk wasn't there. Was he?
Oh, oh my God. Tyrese Maxey, Malik Monk was sixth man of the year. Sengun and Kobe White. That's
Okay.
the final list. Okay, I run it down. It was a lot to scroll
It's
through, but
okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's
yeah, those
okay.
were the finalists. Tyrese Maxey ended up pulling out with the dub. Who do you guys? Who did y'all want to win? And do you think the award actually went to the right person? We'll start with you, Kat.
To be quite honest with you, I'm not mad at Tyrese Maxey. I personally, if it was up to me, I would probably have given it to Sengun. I know that over the later stretch of the season, what's my guy's name? Kobe White started to become the more favorable choice, especially with the stretch that he had in like high impacting games, as far as like playoff circumstances and stuff go. And so I understand that, and I definitely wouldn't have been mad if he wouldn't have got it. And especially with Tyrese Maxey, him starting from the get go, from game one all the way up to now, showing that he was an improved shot creator, an improved player off the ball, or an improved player on the ball as well, playmaker, passer. Him just improving across the board for himself, having a career year. I'm not mad at that, but if it was up to me, I think what Sengun was doing over there in Houston, well, over here in Houston, because I'm over here in Houston, being with Ime, and showing that he could be a much more impactful defender, not necessarily as a rim protector, but more of a versatile connector, a team defender. Being in the passing lanes as a big is definitely a plus. As we saw this season, Houston went from being like a bottom 5 defense to being a top 10 defense virtually from the beginning of the season all the way up to now, in large part due to Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet, but also Ime telling Sengun that you needed to step up. You need to take those defensive assignments much more personal. If you notice, when he went up against Wemby, who's legitimately 6 to 7 inches taller than him, he was still making his presence felt, and he was still knocking them off for those boards. And even on the offensive end, you notice that he started to be more aggressive as a scorer. He started to accept the fact that the Jokic and Sabonis comparisons are a real thing. He was fighting it last season, but this season he was actually taking it more personal, and he was passing like I haven't seen him do in his entire career up to this point. I was very impressed with Sengun. I would think Sengun deserves the award just as much as the other two gentlemen.
Africa, young Africa, what you got on MIP?
Yeah, man, I hear Casual and what he's saying. I would have personally given it to Kobe White. Personally, I think like most improved is, I think, the step up from most improved. Like Tyrese Maxey is of the type of guy that gets the award like John Morant got it, right? From a guy that's like a starter, solidified starter to an all-star level, borderline all NBA level player. I think that you should give the most improved play because they get those awards. You know what those awards those guys get? They get all-star appearances, they get all NBA selections, they get that accolade already. I think guys like Kobe White, guys that are borderline starters that end up solidifying their starting spot, or a guy like Sengun, right there. I'm not even mad at Sengun too, because if you actually measured it in terms of statistical improvement, it would be Kobe White. But if you talk about just overall impact and who improved impacting the game the most, it would be Sengun, going from a guy that's playing limited 25 minutes per game to being the number one option and impacting games against better, what we see as better players at his position. Cooking Jokic when they matched up, cooking these better bigs, Wemby when they matched up. Like, those things are very impressive too. So I'm not mad at that, but I think both of those guys, Sengun and Kobe White, should have got it over Tyrese Maxey.
Okay, that's a fair analysis. True to King.
I think hands down should have went to Kobe White. Like Kobe White, and granted, Terry Maxey has improved. Technically, he has improved. Even guys like Sengun has improved. But if you look at that award, the most improved, Kobe White was a second string point guard per se, only averaging like nine some points a game, going in to this season averaging 20. I don't think people understand how hard that is to do. Averaging under 10 points to averaging 20, and then like adding this increase of as an offensive player has played, making this all around scoring, now to being a legit starting point guard in this NBA. Like last year he wasn't. now he is now. That's major improvement. Like Maxi, no respect to Maxi and Sengun, but they was rising stars and they was star level players already rising. Kobe White wasn't. So if I had to choose who was being most improved, I had to look at him. Now people look at Kobe White different now. People already had these crazies for Sagoon and Max before this. They were saying, oh, they're gonna get to this level, and they reached it. Nobody thought Kobe Bryant was gonna reach this level. So I think, I mean, listen, I mean, shout out to Maxi because he is balling all star this season. You know, awards award. I ain't gonna say nobody got robbed, but it was me. Granted, it's the Chicago Bulls ain't good, but listen, I gotta give it to Kobe White. Now he put some respect on his name.
Yeah, I think Kobe White did have the biggest increase in terms of points. It was a 10-point increase from last year. So technically, yeah. But we'll go to Ace 30. What are your thoughts on the MIP?
Man, I understand the improvements, but let's not pretend this man right here on the screen did not earn that award. All right, we're talking about a guy who went from 20 points last year to averaging nearly 26 points a game. Dog, I get it. Those other guys was worthy of the award, but for this guy to still be consistent, even with and without Joel Embiid, kind of tells you that he still made major improvements to his game. Now, and he's showing to be a vital second option, even with a hamper Embiid during the series as well. So I understand that you got a guy like Kobe White who, from a statistical standpoint, had a bigger jump, or even a guy like Sangoon who showed a little more additions to his game. But let's not pretend Maxi didn't improve as well. Maxi became an all-star this year. He wasn't that last year. So I think I think there's one of those awards like there are multiple guys that deserving to win it. But in my opinion, the right guy got the award, man. He from an accolade perspective, but also he hit. I think people underestimate like the amount of things that Maxi showed improvement. He granted the Sixers was losing with when the Joe Embiid got hurt, but at the same time they wasn't losing because of Maxi. They were losing primarily because they built that system in offense and the defense of Joel Embiid. But Maxi was still putting up his individual production, and I think on multiple levels he showed improvement. And that's why he's a deserving winner of this award.
I might have to give a tad bit of pushback on.
Hold on, real quick.
No, yeah.
Real
No,
quick,
go ahead,
real
Brandon.
quick.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Listen,
We
it's
got
about to.
Hearn and
And I'm,
My fault. My
listen,
man. My hands
hey,
up.
look,
My hands up.
man. Make sure y'all get the likes up too. By the way, as y'all can tell, it's about to, probably
Yeah,
about
hit
to
that
pop
like
off in
stuff,
here.
man.
But no, listen, I somewhat agree with Sturdy, right? I'm not mad at Tyrese Maxey winning it. Like the good brother Sturdy said, like he wasn't an All Star last year. Improved to an All Star this year. But I'm not mad at people that say Kobe White, right? When we look at Kobe White, like 10 points jump, and from what he averaged last year. But not only did he improve on his points per game, he improved on his assists per game. He improved on his rebounding per game. Like at the end of the day, and he was pivotal in helping the Bulls, secure a lock in for the play in, right? And of course, they weren't able to make the playoffs. That I don't think that was on him, right? But just keeping it brief, I'm not mad, either way between him and Kobe, between him and Tyrese Maxey. I can see the Tyrese Maxey angle, but I also can see the Kobe White angle. Go ahead, her.
I understand what True was saying about Kobe White because he played for my Bulls, but he had those expectations that he finally displayed this season. He was drafted seventh overall. You gotta look at Tyrese Maxey was a late first rounder drafted in the 21st pick, so it was a lot of question marks about him. But a lot of people did foresee Kobe White to be where he's at now because that's why he was drafted that high. That's why he was a lottery pick. But Tyrese Maxey, he had a 5 point increase. It's not 10, but it's five. Then he was doing it most of the year as the number one. So he kept them afloat. Was he very successful at it? No, but he kept Philly afloat to the point where they still was able to have opportunity to make the playoffs. And look at them, they in the playoffs. Obviously, Maxi displayed that he's gonna be a guard to be reckoned with for years to come. So I agree with the pickup. I understand why people roll with Kobe White, but Kobe White was a national champ coming from prestige North Carolina. Everybody had the expectations of him. If you would ask them executives and GMs, they would say Kobe White would have been where he's at now earlier. So I'm rolling with Tyrese Maxey, man.
OG, I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you as far as Kobe White having the expectations that he finally realized. But I'm with True on the sense that there comes a point of where you essentially are written off, and that's basically what Kobe White was dealing with. Kobe White had gotten to the point of where like people just sort of expected him just to become like a role player at that point. Like didn't really have much more purpose on the Chicago Bulls, especially with a roster that had DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and you drafted him specifically for scoring, and you just brought in a shit ton of scores. That I mean, you put two and two together, OG, like that. There's a reason why they brought those people in because Kobe White wasn't getting it done. And so when Zach LaVine went down, they essentially threw they threw Kobe White the ball to see, you know what I'm saying, not even to see anything, but more so just to give him minutes because the minutes got to go somewhere. And he deserved it. And he ended up showing out like nobody's business. Like nobody expected him to have this big of a jump in production efficiency, playmaking wise, and quiet as kept. People don't want to, alongside Alex Caruso defensively, Kobe White showed improvement as far as being a more consistent team defender, being able to navigate through screens a little more consistently. You saw that against Atlanta. That's why he gave them much more trouble than anybody expected, including me. I had Atlanta winning that game, and so I think he there's some validity there to it. I do want to say when it comes to Tyrese Maxey, I do think the story about this season for him overall, I do think it's getting skewed just a tad bit. When Joel Embiid went down, well, first off, even though he after that first month of Tyrese Maxey play, where I think he was averaging like they're like 28, 4 and 6 on like 45, 42, some odd splits. Even after he dealt with all of that, even after he did all of that, there was some speculations through even the statistical nerds like myself that was sitting there saying, you know, I don't know how true this is about Tyrese Maxey's improvement. The numbers say that he's improved, but if you actually watch him as a shot creator was still like very, very like suspect. Him as a playmaker seemed like it was very, very beneficial off of Joel Embiid's gravity and his creation. And the moment that Joel Embiid went down, people weren't expecting him to, you know, maintain the same level of production, but it was almost as if his playmaking ability just fell off the map. Like he sort of resulted back to his old ways of looking to score and the efficiency. Once the efficiency dropped and he was already, you know, not that good of a defender, but, you know, now you don't have Joel Embiid there. Like the passing and playmaking part just became that much more of a glaring hole. And so I hear you on the point. He definitely has a case for being most improved. I'm not mad at him getting most improved, but I want the story to be straight. When during that stretch where Joel Embiid was out for like 2 or 3 months, Tyrese Maxey had to figure out other ways of helping this team, and he was not capable of doing so until Joel Embiid came back. And so I just want to say, does that help as a factor into Tyrese Maxey's, you know, case against Sengun and Kobe White, if we're being honest with ourselves?
No, because I think is what you described, in my opinion, the way I interpret it was more so situation based off the team. Most improved don't mean you're improving all major aspects of your game. It's just showing a large matter of improvement. And so going into the season, Max was expected to be the second option. Even during that time when B was playing, he's still expected to be a second option. So I'm not going to adopt him more because, oh, you're definitely not a first option. You wasn't expected to be, nor the team was built for you to be that. So I'm not, but he still showed improvements in the thing that not only he was accounted for, expected to do by his team from the beginning, which is, like I said, go from 20 points to nearly 26 points a game. And the fact that his efficiency only dropped about 4% ECF, that's when you look at a situation, actually kind of tells you something. You can theoretically say that if Joel Embiid was there, he will still be just as efficient, if not more efficient than he did last year, while giving you more production, hence the improvement. And also, like I said, that team losing was not because of him primarily. It was primarily because, like we all know, that Philly team is built.
He said it wasn't on him, and that's why I was saying I disagree.
Yeah. No, it was because I don't think it's on him for people to expect him to automatically be improve in a weakness in his game to a degree that would help the Philly tread water. Like I don't think that's fair expectations. And that's the thing about most improved. Most improved is not a cookie cutter thing. For each different player, they grow and improve in different aspects of their game. And I think, and most importantly, the thing that he was asked to do, he improved in that.
The thing is though about Kobe White, like he was written off. He would not have expectation. Kobe White was a regular backup guard before this year. He was a guard as a regular backup guard before this year. Now to a point where he is a start. He can start for plenty of teams right now. Kobe White would be a viable option for a lot of teams right now. So it's like, come on. Let's be honest. Kobe White can help some teams in the playoffs right now, as we speak. We seen so when I'm not saying Maxey didn't improve. Of course, listen, did he deserve to win Most Improved? I mean, sure, a guy from 20 points to 26 become an All Star. I'm not denying that. Segun, one of the best centers in the game, but if you look at a guy like Kobe White, that was just a um regular role player that was
He
like
was
a
written
10th
off.
man was
True.
10th man to a
Tag
guy that's
me
a
when you're
starter.
ready.
Okay.
Tag me when you're ready.
A guy that was a starter, a legit starter in this league. I mean, come on. I mean, he should have got, in my opinion. What up, what up,
Then,
Casual? I mean, I can tag you.
And then, yeah, exactly. And then to add to
okay, we gotta move on. We gotta move on.
No, I just want to.
Hey, Casual ready to
We
rumble,
gotta
man.
move
Look,
on. Okay,
we
but
got time to rumble, Casual.
basically everybody views the most
Oh,
improved. Everybody view most improved differently.
Oh, snap. Excuse me.
I think if you just improve, you got a conversation to be there. I think Maxey was the right person to win. So we gonna move over to the person that come off the bench and start helping the team. The sixth man of the year. Okay, now the finalists. This includes Malik Monk.
yes, this does. Yes,
Yeah,
this does.
Nas Reed.
Come on.
And I wrote
Come
it down. Malik Monk, Nas Reed.
Come
and-
on. It's
and-
Brandon.
Yeah,
Brandon.
Bobby Portis.
Bug-eyed Portis.
Okay.
Bug-eyed Portis is crazy.
Bug-eyed Portis is nuts.
Nas Reed basically came out and won sixth man of the year. Who do y'all think should have won? And do you think Nas Reed was once again the right person to win this award?
Maria, Malik Monk should have won it. Shout out to Nas
Thank
Reed.
you.
Shout out to Nas Reed, man. I was one of the people, I'll be honest, I did not see the vision with Nas Reed, especially when the Timberwolves, gave him an extension. But Malik Monk, right? Let's run down this. Most points off the bench, most assists off the bench, most 20-point games off the bench, most 25-point games off the bench, most clutch points, field goals made, and 3-points made off the bench. How is he not sixth man of the year? I challenge any of y'all on the panel right now. Tell me why he's not sixth man of the year.
Because
I'm brief with it today.
Because they weren't the number one seed. That's why.
That's crazy. Go ahead. That's crazy.
We're gonna start this one off with Hearn. Six man.
I think Malik Monk should have got it. Obviously, his presence was missed. He was the lead go-getter in it before he went down with his injury. And his presence was truly missed by the Kings. You seen what happened to the Kings. Without him, they got eliminated after play-in. And they wasn't the same team. That's why they did drop into the play-in once he went down. Nas Reed, don't get me wrong. When Karl Anthony Towns went down, he stepped up tremendously. He showed his worth. Hell, he could be a starter center in his league right now if given the opportunity. But I got to give it to Malik Monk because his impact was sorely, truly missed in Minnesota. They're so deep in talent. You know what I'm saying? As great as he was playing, Minnesota still could have salvaged even without him. But the Kings, you seen how far they went down once the real sixth man of the year, Malik Monk, went down. So I would roll with Malik Monk. I think he should have got it.
Young Africa.
I think Nas Reed was the one that was the best sixth man in the NBA. Look, Malik Monk said there's some interesting stats I saw. Like Malik Monk, the first player in like 35 years to lead the NBA in scoring off the bench and not win six man of the year, right? So historically, great in terms of six man, and yet didn't get the love and didn't get the praise. But I don't think it's about just the numbers, right? Like when you see what Nas Reed is doing, see, there's a certain amount of volume you get, and comes back to even most improved, right? A lot of most improved when you talk about statistical evidence is a volume increase. It's hard to measure unless you're watching the games how much a play's improved individually, because you can just increase in your volume, increase in your minutes, and that looks like you improved. Whereas it's just more, you just got more opportunity. And so when it comes to Nas Reed, I think he's actually improved his game. Now you just look at one aspect that makes him so much more difficult to guard and makes his team so much more better. And this season, that was his three-point shooting. When you go from a guy that's league average, 35%, and get to 41% from the three, you have improved majorly. A huge aspect to what you're talking about when you're talking about improvement in your game. And you improved in an aspect that is literally the most important aspect when it comes to floor spacing in the NBA in the modern game, is the ability for your stretch four, stretch five to be able to hit the three on top of a team that has a Rudy Gobert and a Karl Anthony Towns. Oh, on a great team, you out here putting up them numbers. Now, Malik Monk is still great. He gets a lot of touches. He's one of those guys that he's coming off the bench, but like Manu Ginobili, still getting starter minutes and still getting starter opportunities. Really like the secondary ball handler on that team, and he can get off any type of shot he feels like in the clutch. He gets a lot of freedom. Nas Reed playing limited minutes. Now you just look at it. He playing 24 minutes per game, giving you 13 points, 5 rebounds, a block, and a steal a game. Yeah, rounding up. That's in 25 minutes. Yeah. Malik Monk out here playing 26 minutes, and he giving you 15 points too, but the efficiency ain't the same. The 3-point percentage ain't the same. The turnovers are way more higher. And then if you looked at time of possession and stuff, it would not even be close. Man, Nas Reed in limited opportunities, limited touches, still giving you production. And his defense as well as a big, Nas Reed clear cut the six man of the year. And you're talking about value, impact, clear cut, the best six man and the best big backup big in the NBA. He should be starting, should have got paid by a lot of teams in the offseason. They messed up with this guy.
That's nasty.
I agree. Brandon, you had me for a second, but then Africa started cooking with the Nas.
Man, listen, he ain't cooking.
We gonna go to A30.
Go to sturdy, man.
Yeah, what you gotta say?
See, and I'm gonna follow that momentum by giving my brothers rebranded and people in the chat listening a history lesson, right? So you talking about history in terms of like Malik Monk being the first guy to lead the league in bench points, not winning that award for six man of the year. But we forget the original premise of what a six man a year is. Did we forget the six man a year was named after John Havlicek? A lot of people don't know the reason why he was named the original sixth man, because in 1964, when the Celtics had the first starting black five, Red Auerbach intentionally sat Havlicek, despite him as a rookie leading the championship team in points as a rookie. He kept him off the bench to keep not only continuity on the Celtics, but also he felt it would be more impactful in the game to have that type of talent off the bench. So we'd be the first innovators to have a guy who was starting caliber, like my brother Africa just illustrated, but intentionally come off bench for strategic reasons. As a result of that, the Celtics that year not only won the championship, also went on an 11-game win streak because of that move. And as a result, similar to John Havlicek taking a step back, Nas Reed took a step up when Cat was unfortunately injured for 14 games. And during that time, the Wolves continued to have a winning record and secured a home court advantage in the first one. As we see, they're beating the hell out of the Suns due to some of those factors, but we'll get to that later in the show. But nonetheless, Nas Reed's ability to not only be productive off the bench, but to show you that he's a full capable starter in this league by contributing to the Wolves' success, giving a different dynamic, by being to not only run the floor, but give a little three-level scoring. And let's not forget, he's a two-way player. Like that's another thing too. Like majority of the guys that won six men a year throughout NBA history aren't two-way players that many. Of course you have the Iguodala's and whatnot, but majority of the guys who won, look it up, it's been primarily offensive players. But for a guy like Nas Reed, give you efficient, essentially 13-5, 13.5 with good defense, you're seeing not only in this series, but also throughout the year that he is the most qualified six man a year winner. That's what we say, rebranded.
Wait, hold on. Don't name drop me. Don't name drop me when you making your points. Get your points on. Don't approach me, sturdy. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man.
Don't approach me with
You asked for the challenge, man.
it,
I thought it was challenge day.
man. Hey
What do you think, bro?
man,
Man.
go ahead.
True.
Um, um, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think everybody capped to a certain degree.
Oh.
To be honest
Talk
with you,
about it.
because I'm gonna
Oh
be
man.
honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you about this award. If it was up to me, if I could make the rules, they both would have won it. It was that close to me. And I'm gonna be honest, like I'm not mad Nas Reed got it or Bleak Monk got it. I don't it interchangeable to me. It was that close. At all the awards that's been going probably gonna give out one majority of the awards so far gonna get given out. That's probably was the Cole 6 man of the year. I mean, Nas Reed, arguably the best backup. He probably is the best backup big in the game. Malik Monk, listen, he was the third best player on that Kings team, and most likely probably wouldn't be in the play-in if he didn't get hurt. Like and going back to Nas Reed, why he did win it, I understand why. Like I said, the dynamics. I ain't gonna regurgitate what everybody else said about Nas Reed, but let's not forget Malik Monk. Like I said, that was a big blow when he got injured. Because like I said, I don't even think they even playing to begin with if he. So I mean, when it comes to the playmaker as a scorer, shoot, like it was times where Malik Monk was closing games for the Kings offensively. It was times where he was actually be the best offensive player on the team at times when it comes to making plays. Like, so we can't let's not act like Malik Monk. Oh, it was just a landslide and Nas Reed should have won it. Nah, it ain't that at all. Listen, it was
What did
one
we
A,
cap
one
about though?
B. It
What,
was
what,
it was one. I'm just I just feel it was a little bit I think it was a little bit too much disrespect on. Oh, let's not act like Nas Reed all Max should have got it. Nah, I think it was a 1A 1B situation. If I split the award up, hey, I'm gonna ship it to Malik Monk. I'm gonna ship this to Nas Reed. Hey, listen, man.
Yeah.
So
No,
listen,
I still think Malik Monk should have won it. But go ahead, True.
I don't
See,
listen. I
True,
think
see,
both.
see, True didn't value that Celtics nugget I put in my soliloquy. It's all good though. What do you think, True?
No, but here's the thing: Malik Monk is more than just a scorer. Malik Monk more than just a scorer, though. Like he can play, make he can legit run an
Yeah,
offense.
like
Like
I don't
he's
know.
not it's not
Yeah,
like how many 6 mans can run an offense like Malik Monk. When you come to
Like
these people that
fucking
won an
star.
award, not even
It's
a,
not
not even
always
like
You
Malik.
about numbers,
a good
dog.
amount,
It's
a
not
good
Nah,
amount
always
when I
right.
think
about
about it.
numbers.
It ain't
Sturdy in
lying,
Africa.
but it
It's
ain't
yeah.
not
lying.
always
No,
about
Her,
it
numbers.
ain't lying.
don't say a word because I have a question for Africa as soon as True finish. Don't say a word, OG. Don't say a word. Don't say a word.
So
You done,
I did
True?
want to. I did want to.
You
Did
know,
want to.
True?
No, that's
You
all I
good,
gotta
True?
say. All that.
You
Go ahead,
good?
Mario. Go
I
ahead,
did
Mario.
want to, since A30 did name drop rebranding, I kind of wanted to hear a rebuttal from rebranding. Kind of sound like they was throwing shots at you with the Malik Monk talk. So
Nah,
rebranding.
nah, 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 Mario. You know, I'm not gonna take the bait, man. I'm gonna let them guys live. I do feel hurt.
yeah, what?
I do want to
That's
say this.
crazy.
I
Casper
feel
go
hurt
cook
that
them
you.
in a minute.
I feel hurt that you guys turned on me up here.
Oh
The
man.
chat has turned on me. The
Mario.
chat turned on me. And y'all let this happen. And Mario, you let this happen. My
They
feelings are
was
hurt.
cooking.
My
Yeah.
feelings are
First of
hurt.
all, no,
My
hold on,
feelings are
Brandon.
hurt.
Don't be a Drake. Don't be Drake. Don't pretend like you're the victim. You're attacked.
I'm
I
the
was just
victim.
chilling, but then you was like, I dare y'all to explain to me why Malik Monk shouldn't have won it, and that's what we're doing. Like that's what we in Africa are. We step to the plate. Don't put that challenge out there. If you
No,
ain't step
no,
to the
no, no,
plate.
no,
And
no.
by
No,
the way,
That's
then
what
True.
I
I'm
And
came
telling
hold
back.
on,
you.
but
But then I
rebranded,
came back.
real
Y'all
quick.
was
Go ahead.
But
capping. Then I
rebranded real
came
quick.
back.
Hold on, but
Y'all was
rebranded real quick
capping
because
on Malik Monk.
Casual want to ask after a question. But
He had
like
a cat.
before you get to that question, after I just want to answer my brother True question, right? So people forget when you say there's not a lot of guys who capable of running the offense who won that award. Let's go through history. You tell me if it's a good amount or not. Malcolm Brogdon, Celtic alumni, is he capable of running the offense? I believe so. Tyler
I
Hero,
got love at that
more
time
so a
when he was
story.
doing that,
Hold
you
on,
know.
oh, absolutely he was. But Malcolm Brogdon, of course. Tyler Hero, nah, more so a point guard, but is he capable of playmaking a little bit, that little stretch? Jordan Clarkson, yes, he can run the offense in stretches. Montrezl Harrell, no more of a play finisher. Lou Williams, not just a scorer, but also proven to run the offense for his team. So Eric Gordon, more so a scorer. Jamal Crawford, more so a scorer. Lou Williams again. Jamal Crawford, more so a scorer. Then James Harden. Can we not forget? Do I need to explain James Harden? OKC? I think not. Lamar Odom, you know what it is. True as a Celtics fan, what type of ability Lamar Odom is as a versatility. Not only play defense, but also score and obviously run the Lakers triangle offense. But let's move on. We also got Jason Terry. How can you get Mono Ginobili?
Jason Terry.
And the owner of both. So hold on. Like, but true. The point is, like, I can keep going. You definitely can keep going. But the point is, true. There's a good amount of players who won that award that gave you multiple options, not just was a scoring, but it gave you either playmaking or good defense. And obviously, you got a few that gave you all three. So it's not as rare as you might proclaim it be. But casual, you say you want to ask Africa a question.
But
Jordan
that's
Clarkson,
well,
man.
I'll ask Africa the question in a second. True, I don't. What I could be mistaken on the genesis of your statement, but did you say that Malik Monk was just a scorer, or did you not also mention how he had to take on playmaking responsibilities?
Exactly. I just brought down like granted, I'm not saying he's better than anybody, and I'm not even and I didn't sit there and say he's better than people you just named. I just said specifically what he was asked to do. And shout out to Jamal Crawford and those guys, but a lot of those dudes asked us to score first.
And
They changed the element of those guys. My fault. Those guys right there you named changed the element what a 6-man supposed to be. That's why it whatever. But Malik Monk is doing more than just scoring. It was like if you watch Kings games, it was times where like if Fox is off or Sabonis was off, it was time he was closing or hitting big shots or making plays and making right reads.
Right.
Like Jamal Crawford, listen, Jamal Crawford ain't there. Jamal Crawford there to shoot the ball and score. Jason Terry was there to shoot the ball and score. Jordan Clarkson.
No, that's two guys. That was no wrong.
I just named three.
Actually,
I just named
yeah,
three.
that's three guys. That's three guys out of the how many names I went through? True. I got 2,000. I got nearly 2,000.
Okay, and I said a few, and you said okay. I didn't disagree with Lamar Odom and James Harden, but that being said too, and James Harden was the third best player on the OKC, but also added to the fact that Malik Monk is the third best player on the Kings. So hey.
Okay.
Yeah, just the question, Africa. So I wanted to ask you. You said that before you went on your soliloquy that it's more than just the stats. That's what you told Brandon.
More than just statistical production.
And then you proceeded to list off all of the statistical categories that Naz Reid was better than Malik Monk. So the it's not really a question as much as it's more of a, do you want to like further like solidify your argument, because you spoke a lot of stats right there, bro.
No. See, casual, you finesse. See, that's why there's an attribute called active listening. Right? It's something that the casual didn't do, right? This is corporate speak. Active listening. You got to actively listen, right? You can't just wait to respond. And what I said was that a lot of these awards are based on statistical production that increase because of opportunity and the volume of the opportunity. What I said Naz Reid did is not just increase because of opportunity, but also his efficiency. And that was the main point that I was making, is his efficiency. His field goal production, his three-point production improves by 7%. That creates a whole different dynamic when you talk about the impact to a team. And so that's why I said that. Whereas Malik Monk's been doing this for back-to-back seasons. And so when you have the volume of a Malik Monk, I think your volume allows you to make it look like you're doing more than others. I respect guys that in limited touches, limited rhythms, actually still produce at a high level. You know, it's really difficult to only get 24 minutes a game, 25 minutes a game, and still be highly efficient. That's hard to do. You don't even know when your time's coming. And so that's why I value that highly. Whereas Malik Monk, every game, knows he getting buckets, knows that. And on top of that, I think Sturdy, the best point Sturdy made was that you rarely get 6 men of the year that get the two-way impact of a Naz Reid, and they get respected for that. Bigs don't get respected in the 6 men of the year because defense doesn't really get respected like that. It's hard to put a measurement on 25 minutes of defense. And so you're not going to get that credit. But he's actually making – he makes a team way more versatile. When you can – sub out a Cat or a Rudy Gobert and put in Naz Reid for whatever you need to, whether you need floor spacing at the time, you still don't sacrifice defense to a large extent that you would if you didn't have a guy on the level of a Naz Reid, if you say sub out Rudy Gobert. So I think the value that he has and the impact as well on that team, I think that far surpasses Malik Monk. Now Malik Monk, is really, to me, I see him as a starter getting bench minutes. Manu Ginobili. I don't know if that's really a 6-man, but we can call it that. He doesn't start, but
I don't think
he gets
Malik
30 minutes a game damn near in most important games.
I think Malik Monk is right where he needs to be off the bench. I think that's a large reason why even when Darren Fox went down, that Malik Monk still maintained his bench role, and then just the minutes increased, was because they needed that punch off the bench, especially like you were saying in your original argument about how stats don't tell the full story. Naz Reid is averaging 41% from the 3-point line, and although that is impressive, I do not want to minimize how impressive that is. It's a difference between me having to create the shot on my own, with the defense primarily focusing on me because I'm leading the bench unit, versus me also getting that created for me, and I just have to execute that pass. I just have to execute that catch. Like that those are two different things. I do believe there's something to be said about Malik Monk's situation as far as the improvement in playmaking. That's the large reason why I think he deserved to be 6 Man of the Year. Scoring wise, you're absolutely right. For last year, the year he was up for he was playing for the Lakers, he was basically the same player as far as a scorer wise. And he still was the same player this year, averaging about 15, 16 points per game in 26 minutes. That's a Malik Monk type year. Where he improved, though, he became much more of an efficient passer and playmaker. And especially when Darren Fox went down, him and Sabonis, that pick and roll, that more than sufficed for what they were missing when Darren Fox went down, because you weren't getting that from Davion Mitchell. You damn sure wasn't getting that from Kevin Huerter. And Keegan Murray every other night was acting like he was scared to put the ball on the floor. And so they needed Malik Monk to take that step forward, and he did so. Now, statistically, it's not going to tell you that, especially when you're looking at the efficiency, like you were saying about shooting wise. By the way, T Killer in the chat keeps saying that Naz Reid shot 50, 40, 90. He did not shoot 50, 40, 90.
Oh, he was close to that.
That's false.
He said majority. He said majority.
Yeah,
He don't know that means he said.
Yeah,
Nah, he's not close to 90 from the free throw line, but yeah.
Even the majority of the season, he didn't shoot 50, 40, 90. He shot like 40,
I'm
47,
looking at now.
and 39% from the three. It was like the last stretch where he ended up like ramping up the 3-point efficiency. So that's there. But and even still, for a large part of the year, free throw percentage, like I don't really need to get into that.
But 30, you notice how he didn't say nothing about defense, 30?
I noticed. No. I was about to get to that. I think defensively, what Naz Reid brought to them, a large product of that is because he's on a unit. Even when Cat left, low-key defensively, that was a blessing in disguise, because Naz Reid got to pair alongside Rudy Gobert, Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, Mike Conley. Like, he had a defensive unit and he was able to thrive, knowing that he had wing defenders on each end that had his back. He had a point of attack defender that had his back. He had a back line that's the best this year. Best as far as
we gotta move on.
Naz Reid could hold his own, though. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's facts.
In the case of Malik Monk, the responsibilities that got put at his doorstep the moment Darren Fox went down, and even when Darren Fox came back and he wasn't as efficient as a scorer or passer as he was prior to the shoulder injury, Malik Monk had to take on that scoring.
All right. The buzzer beater.
You gotta move on.
No more time on the shot clock.
That's all I'm saying.
So I really didn't want to, but I wanted to stop you once you started talking about the defensive unit that the Timberwolves had, because we're gonna go on and we're gonna go to the deep point. And Rudy Gobert is a finalist for the Defensive Player of the Year, along with Victor Wembanyama and Bam Adebayo. Okay. So there is no winner for this award yet, not that I know of. So who do you guys think will take the trophy? I got Rudy Gobert. That's me personally. So who do you?
Man, you went with the most obvious, huh?
Yeah, I had
Well, I'm gonna hit y'all from a different angle, and y'all not gonna believe what I'm gonna say.
No,
he about to go there.
Victor Wembanyama.
Talk to him.
Is Defensive Player of the Year.
Talk to him.
Yes, he's on a bad team, but when you look at it, this man ranks 99th percentile for blocks, 87th percentile for defensive field goal percentage. That's allowed on shots in the paint. Man, look, Victor, man, how he is for us, he's the best pick and roll big man defender in the NBA. He moves very well. This man averaged like a steal and a half a game. He probably the league leader in blocks with 3+ a game. But Victor, man, he just unbelievable, bro. A lot of people don't realize when I say 99 percentile, that's the highest it could go. You know what I'm saying? And it just for him to be a rookie, man. I've never seen a rookie be this mature when it comes to pick and roll defense. I've never seen that, man. I've
Exactly.
never
That's the
seen that.
crazy part, which I think is kind of clear cut, obvious about who gonna win, like who's winning Rookie of the Year is Victor Wembanyama, and we could just talk about his defensive stats as to why he has
Hold
a
up,
case. But we gonna go to rebranding next.
Hey, so I'm gonna agree with my brother Herm, Hollywood Herm, man. Put the guitars in the chat, please, for my brother. I'm gonna agree with him. You know, it's Wimby. We looking at a rookie leading the NBA in blocks, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take a page out my dog's sturdy book. I'm gonna give you a history lesson. So only two rookies have done this in the NBA since the inception of the award in 1973. One is Manute Bol, who did it in 1986, and it is Wimbyana, who did it this year. Wimby, we gonna call him Wimby, bro. We're gonna call him
Yeah,
Wimby.
Wemby.
We're gonna call
Yeah.
him Wimby, right? So it's Wimby who did it this year, right? And to the people that they like the eye test and they don't like the numbers. Okay, we'll stay away from the numbers. We'll do the eye test, right? So this year we've seen players have to alter their jump shots from three, with him closing out. We seen the 3-on-1 transition where they didn't know what the hell to do with it. Wimby stopped that. He stopped the 3-on-1. So when we look at it, it's like of all the big time greats, all the all time greats, only two rookies have led the league in blocks. Not Hakeem, not Shaquille O'Neal, not Kareem, but Manute Bol and Wimby.
Crazy. A sturdy. You go.
That was decent, Brandon. That was decent, Brandon. But for this one, I don't need to do that
You,
much
you like
history.
that one? You like that one?
Instead, yeah, instead, I like.
Alright.
I'm gonna get more so a tactical and perceptive, anecdotal answer. Right. To quote a former Defensive Player of the Year winner recipient of the past, Joakim Noah, on the OG podcast with Mike Miller and Udonis Haslam, quote, he still would give it to Rudy Gobert because being Defensive Player of the Year, team defense matters a lot, right?
Mm.
And there's a lot of things that the stats don't track for that impacts defense, like play recognition, like deterrence, like physicality at the baseline and versatility and blowing up plays. Like these are all things that you cannot track numerically. And so I get from the historical perspective why people are excited about Wemby. I get it from the situation perspective, the fact that he's not on as much as a team that has many good defenders on it. So it's going to look a crazy jump. But I say this, when you look at the things that Rudy Gobert has done, forget just this year, throughout his entire career, he's some of the best. We've seen some of the best floor raising defensive NBA history. If you want to talk about personnel wise, this guy has been able to elevate defenses because his ability to not only anchor an elite defense he's shown this year, but also make up for a lot of mistakes that he showed on the Utah Jazz. Now, in regards to this year, yes, there's multiple aspects of Wemby that he might be better than, like shot block accumulation, as well as deterrence, both from perimeter shots and some paint shots. Let's not pretend Rudy don't do his deterrence too. Let's not pretend Rudy is not a better defensive rebounder. Let's not pretend Rudy is better post scorer. And let's be honest, because of experience and situation, the fact that Rudy can play more than 29 minutes a game, he's going to have a higher defensive impact. Wemby definitely has potential to be the greatest defensive player of the year that we ever seen. But I'm saying in regards to this year, those type of intangibles matter, and that's why Rudy's a far and away favorite to win the award, and he is absolutely deserving of winning the Defensive Player of the Year award.
Cap.
Talk about it. We're gonna go true to king. Oh, casual. I'm sorry. We'll go casual. Casual, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, so Rudy Gobert had a great season. That is undeniable. Gobert finished second in rebounds per game, finished first in defensive win shares. These feats were enough to secure the top 3 seed in the Western Conference and the number 1 team defensive rating in the league. But Gobert doesn't deserve DPOY this year. Firstly, Gobert is on a premier defensive unit. He did finish first in defensive win shares with 5.8, but Anthony Edwards finished fourth, 4.7. Naz Reid finished 14th, 3.8. Karl-Anthony Towns even benefited from that defensive unit with a 3.6 defensive win share. Is good for 17th, and Mike Conley finished 20th with 3.3. That's the defensive unit of the Minnesota Timberwolves were all top 20. You look at my gentleman over in San Antonio and Victor Wembanyama. He's looking over there at 6th in defensive win shares, 4.4. Jeremy Sochan is the next closest Spurs with 1.9. The Spurs without Victor averaged 25th. They were 25th in defense. The Spurs with Victor averaged 5th in defense. So they were right behind the Minnesota Timberwolves. If we're talking like numbers, it was like 0.3 or 0.4 on the defensive rating scale. They were actually right next to him when he was on the floor. It was when he got off of the floor. They were dead last defensively. Wemby had the disadvantage of being on the losing team this year, in large part due to you being a rookie, obviously. But that being said, his defense was still able to be felt to the point of where he, similar to what my brother Brandon and Young Africa were telling me about him, as far as him being able to alter shots on a consistent basis. And even when he went up against these quote unquote stronger offensive players that were trying to bully him out of his own position, as soon as they pushed him out, because he's so tall and so lengthy, he literally was able to get right back into the play as soon as they pushed him off of him. That's the defensive impact that he had for the San Antonio Spurs. So I'm more leaning towards Victor Wembanyama because he did not have the defensive help that Rudy Gobert had. I understand Rudy Gobert's defensive impact is still there, but we have to give credit where credit is due. And Victor Wembanyama was not just great defensively, he was transcendent defensively as a rookie. Transcendent.
Crazy. We're gonna move over to True the King.
Yeah, I think that this is crazy. I'm gonna be honest. I've been really like I think all the finalists very deserving of winning defensive player of the year for different many reasons and situations, but if me personally, if I had to give the DPOY, like I may gotta give it a Bam.
I knew you was gonna say it.
Salute the Bam. Salute
I
the
may
Bam.
gotta give it a Bam
I ain't mad.
because listen and going because I ain't gonna lie, because I've been looking and you know what I mean, I think Sturdy said about them, he used the minutes about the minutes restriction. That was a decent point. Like, hey, if Rudy Gobert was on the floor more and then he's more impact, I can't get mad at it. Even though Victor, like, let's be makes it clear too, a lot of people I'm not mad Victor would have won it because Rudy Gobert probably was his favorite to win. But like we're with Victor, like when he's on the floor, the Spurs is one of the best defensive teams in the league. So when he's off the floor, they in the bottom. That's why they ranked that so low. But for Bam, let's be honest, not be okay. And Jimmy Butler been on and off the court all year. They don't have a lot of defenders on that team like that. Like they're like, and Bam is the anchor of that when it comes to in the paint, playing zone, playing the perimeter, guarding multiple positions, protecting the rim, guarding. Like Bam is actually doing a lot defensively. So I mean, yeah, granted, Rudy Gobert, he's a great defender, one of the best defenders in his generation. Listen, like I said, if he wins it, I have no problem with it. Like I said before, he's been consistently doing this year after year after year when he was in Utah, and now he's doing it where you know what I mean, in on the Timberwolves. But it was me, if I had to, because like I said before, if I looked at that point of the minutes restrictions, I thought, you know what, Wemby. But the fact that he don't play under 30 minutes a game, I gotta give it a Bam. Gotta also is playing 30 plus and is asked to do more with a less talented roster defensively than a Rudy Gobert.
I was
I got
waiting on
Bam.
you to say Bam. I was like, everybody's picking. I know I picked Gobert and people was picking Wemby, but I wanted to hear some Bam praise.
And this is from a Celtics fan. Like, salute
Yeah,
to
the
that,
fact
bro.
I think it's
It's
huge
crazy.
that
Hey,
them being able to
hey, so
defend multiple positions is really, really huge. Africa,
But
did you
True
know?
just scared of Miami. That's all.
Bro. Yes. And
Let
everybody,
Africa run.
Wait, Africa, before you
everybody
wait,
can.
Africa, wait,
I
wait,
argue Wimby more than better than some of y'all on here, man. That's
wait,
crazy. I still
Africa,
ain't
before
pick him.
you go, I saw you say something about Anthony Davis in the comments, which is a
Facts.
player that we can
let
argue.
let him cook.
Hold on, I'm not a
Don't be a
contrarian either though.
fanboy, Africa, man.
I'm definitely not no contrarian. I'm that far from that. I really
Ain't no
believe that.
fanboyism. We got the numbers to back up the facts over here, Herm. We ain't just talking just to talk. Look, we talk about the top three.
The
First off,
numbers ain't helping
for
them against the
Anthony
Nuggets.
Davis,
Numbers
the
ain't
best
helping them now.
defender in the
AD
NBA,
should be.
to not
I'm not
be
mad if he
in the
got
top
either.
three. Oh, I can't get it off.
Wait,
Go
When
ahead.
I go in
Africa, wait,
transition, everybody want a full court press
Let him
now.
cook.
I
Let him
know,
cook.
I
Let him
know,
cook.
I know. I'm coming downhill. I know, Herm. You don't want to stand in front of this, Herm. That's an offensive foul
Well,
all
you
day.
coming
Right
down
there.
here,
You
we get you
don't want that.
swept. Coming down
You
here,
don't
we
want that,
get you
Herm.
swept.
Look,
So
the
come
best
on.
defender in the NBA is Anthony Davis. And for him, first off, not to even be in the top three, get Bam out of there first off. Well, what Bam doing up in there? Look, when we talk about defensive teams, right? Bam, a top five defense for his team, right? He got defenders around him. He got solid defenders around him, like a Jimmy Butler, like a Caleb Martin, right? And then you talk about Jalen McDaniels. You talk about Anthony Edwards. You talk about Mike Conley, who's solid at his position. You talk about Nas Reed, Cat, who's oversized for his position at the four. They are a huge team. Rudy Gobert doing what he's meant to do. Funnel him all to Rudy Gobert and let him stay in the paint. Look, Wemby, you need to have more impact as a team. When you talk about bottom 5 or bottom 10 in defense as a squad. Yeah, I know your defensive rating is great, Wemby. I know that. I know when you're on the court is great, but the impact in terms of the game, not there yet. You're on your way up, though. We see what you're doing, though. And he would be number
He's
2.
top 7
But
with him up there.
number one. Now, look, number 1 is Anthony Davis. Look, Anthony Davis, by far, out of all these dudes, right, has the weakest perimeter defense when you talk about D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves. Devin Vassell, better than both those dudes. We all know what Ant does for Minnesota. We all know what Caleb Martin can do and Jimmy Butler does for Miami Heat. Anthony Davis got literally no perimeter resistance and out here with a 109 defensive rating. Hey, look, Victor Wembanyama, when he's on the court, plus 10 defensive rating in terms of how much more efficient their defense is when he's on the court. Anthony Davis is a plus 6, and it's a plus 6 with a team that has liabilities on the court at all time, bro.
The
And so,
Spurs got more
how do I measure
liabilities than
what
the
defense
Lakers,
do
though.
and what
Right?
players on defense do? Versatility. When you talk about a defensive scheme, the versatility, the ability to switch, trap, zone, whatever you want to do. Anthony Davis, the best in the NBA. The ability to guard in space, the best in the NBA when you talk about centers that are able to be in
Wemby,
one-on-one
the Spurs
situations,
are a
one-on-one
bottom 5
situations.
Wait,
defense.
we gotta let Africa finish.
My
I
bad.
know,
We
I know.
gotta let Africa
Ain't
finish, though,
nobody get
y'all.
cut off
We
except
gotta let
me
Africa
because I be
Let him cook.
spicy
Let
with
him
it.
cook.
And when I talk, people don't like to listen. But you gotta listen up. When you defend in space, you have to be able to defend in space in the modern NBA. Anthony Davis, the best center in the game, to be able to have the foot speed and the ability to contain dribble penetration and contest the shot as well. And then you talk about the ability to adapt when you talk about inside the game, switch on the perimeter, interior, and rebounding. Anthony Davis better rebounding than Wembanyama as well. So he's the total package. For him not to be on this top 3 is disrespectful. For him not to be, and on top of that, him having the most offensive responsibility on this list as well, while doing that, just to put it in context of the value of Anthony Davis, disrespectful to not be a finalist, and he's easily the defensive player of the year this season, bro. Straight up. Stop disrespecting this man, bro. Should have multiple DPOYs, actually.
He just
OG,
cooked a little
OG,
bit. I
OG,
ain't gonna
OG,
lie.
you
So,
want to go?
so,
OG,
so
you
who's
want
your
to go?
pick?
Well,
Who's your
well,
pick?
yeah,
Was it Victor
Africa.
or was it Bam? Was it
Right,
Victor or
Africa.
AD?
Go ahead, True. My bad.
Not my fault. I was like, what? I didn't know who his pick was. Is it Victor or is it AD?
No,
Nah,
no,
No,
no.
he
you're
You
picked
not
Anthony
listening. That's why, bro.
Davis.
You're
He
not
picked
listening.
Every
Anthony
day.
Davis.
My
Now
fault.
you're not
That's how
listening.
you do
That's
it.
why. It's okay.
My fault.
You gotta
You
But
listen.
but
definitely
but
try to finesse with
I
the
ain't know
stats
my
though.
fault.
But go ahead,
The
No,
man who did
her.
not make it as a finalist,
Go ahead, her.
Anthony
yeah,
Davis.
fact.
but young Africa. With all this crying, don't you know something? Cause I'm gonna hit you. I'm
Who's
hit you
crying?
with something.
Who's
I'm gonna
crying?
hit you with
Who's
something
crying?
crazy. Don't you
Huh?
know? Cause like
Okay.
you like to use stats, so I'm gonna use the stat just to be an asshole to you. Nikola Jokic defensive rating is higher than Anthony Davis. So if you go off the numbers,
Okay.
would you go say Nikola Jokic is a better
No, no, no,
defender
no,
than
no,
AD?
no, 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 no,
Nah,
no. Hey,
nah,
Herm, you know what I did, Herm, real quick?
I'm just
Real
being
quick,
an
Herm.
asshole.
No, no,
I'm
no,
just
no.
being an
You using it in
asshole.
a way that I didn't even use. I didn't base it on defensive. I said the
I
team's
know. I
defensive
just
rating
used that
when they're
number just
on
to
the
be an
court.
asshole. I'm telling you,
No,
bro.
no, you didn't even use it right. So you kind of, that's okay. I took the on and off defensive
It's
ratings to
actually
show the
higher
value
than it's
when they're
actually
on
higher
it.
than Rudy
Go ahead.
Gobert too,
Go ahead.
and Wemby,
Nah, you got to look at the defensive
and
rating when they're
Bam.
off the court versus when they're on the court, Herm. That's what I was
No,
talking
no,
about.
but no, but look, Africa on the serious note, though,
Go ahead.
bro. AD is a good defender, but
Good.
when it comes down to it, bro, it's not his defense has been a no-show against the Nuggets, except
Yo,
for
that's
2 quarters
Oh,
the game. He only
oh
played
man.
defense for
Oh
two
man.
quarters
he
the
lying
game.
now.
Oh man.
Oh,
He only played
I'm
defense for
not.
2 quarters the game.
what? 2
But
quarters?
Wemby but Wemby though, Africa man, he's the best. He's the guy that can switch on pick and rolls better than anybody in the league now.
Better than AD?
Uh,
That's cap.
yes, better than AD.
That's
Yes.
cap.
And when it comes to contesting shots, especially in the mid range, Wemby is the best jump shooter, contest the big man in the game, force guys to the difficult shots. And you gotta remember, Wemby did this on minutes restriction. And the offensive load is where this man averaged a 20-point double-double
Oh,
as a rookie on minutes restriction. Leading the league in blocks on minutes restriction. Averaging over a steal a game on minutes restriction.
Mm.
So imagine imagine they let Wemby loose. And they wasn't trying to protect the future like the Spurs trying to right now and trying to basically get another guy to go along with him in this upcoming draft. Wemby defensive numbers would have been probably astronomical, probably would have made some history this year. But due to the fact that the Spurs are being calculated and being smart, that certain numbers not gonna translate the way you try to
Herm,
illustrate Anthony Davis. Anthony
let-
Davis, yes, he has a lot of responsibility. But when it comes down to it, I done seen Anthony Davis get abused. He played terrible post defense against Nikola Jokic, where his feet was too wide, and all Jokic did,
Jokic
simple
cooks
spin
everybody,
move to
man.
the
That's
right,
a bad
layup.
example.
That's on tape. That's on
But
tape.
Herm, let me ask you, Herm, who got better defensive teammates? AD or Wemby?
okay.
Say
We
that
can't.
again.
We can't stay on this too
Oh,
long.
this is not
We
nasty.
got
No,
2 more
it
awards.
was bound to get nasty.
So,
Hey, San Antonio got a better defensive team, bro. Stop this.
No, they
cap.
Y'all
don't.
gotta
They
No,
stop
they
don't.
that.
don't.
Nah,
We
nah,
can
nah,
move
nah.
on.
Y'all,
We can
y'all,
move
look,
on.
look.
They
We
do.
We
moving
can
on. We
move
moving
on
on.
with that.
They do.
That's
we gotta move
crazy.
on.
Yes,
We
they
gotta
do.
move on.
That is
Yes,
Before we
crazy,
move
bro.
on and talk
Go
yes,
ahead,
about
they do.
Mario.
the next award, I need y'all to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
I think we
Absolutely.
got a Cash App, right? Yeah, we got a Cash App. Go spend a few coins in there. Help us out. Yeah, we're not asking for much, but just help us out and stuff like that. But we got to move on. Let's reset. Okay. Next award is Coach of the Year. The finalists for this, we got Chris Finch, who was the head coach for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves are the second team in the West. Had a good year, obviously. Next is we got OKC coach. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Mark Dragonoff.
Dragonoff?
Yeah.
Mark Dragonoff, OKC, obviously head coach of the best team in the West. And Jamal Mosley, who's the head coach for the Orlando Magic, and they currently sit at the 5th seed in the East. Who do y'all think comes out with this award? In my opinion, I think it might be OKC coach, simply because it was a drastic difference from last year's team into this year's. So I give it to OKC. Casual.
Oh, you going with me? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with Chris Finch. I think Chris Finch deserves it. I think when we rewind, text message, you need that, right? You need that. When it comes to the Minnesota Timberwolves, if we want to rewind to the offseason when everybody was talking about the Timberwolves, a lot of us did not have them even being a top 5 seed. Some didn't even have them making the playoffs. They had them as a play-in team because they just did not believe that this Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert front line was going to be able to work. And even with everybody appreciating Anthony Edwards' progression, we did not think that it was enough to suffice for this Timberwolves team to be able to be a legitimate team. Fast forward, we're here at this point, and we are here, ladies and gentlemen. They locked down the number, what was it, number 2 seed? They locked, or number 3 seed. Was it number 3 seed? It was
No, they
number 3
got
seed.
who?
Or was it number, what did they get
They
the
got one.
number?
Timberwolves got one.
The Timberwolves got the 3rd seed.
Mm-hmm.
No, the Nuggets
No,
got the third seed.
yeah,
Nuggets got
they
the
got
2nd seed.
Oh, they did. You're right. You're right. OKC
Yeah.
got the one. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right. Go ahead. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Fast
right.
forward, and the Timberwolves had the 3rd seed, which nobody had touted them at, and they got it in a comfortable pace. The only teams that they were battling with for supremacy in the Western Conference was the Denver Nuggets and was the Oklahoma City Thunder, who I'm pretty sure somebody's going to probably choose that head coach, which they wouldn't be wrong in doing so. When I'm looking at Chris Finch, I think he needs to get the highest level of credit for being able to figure out a way of utilizing Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. I'm not going to go into the semantics of telling you guys exactly how he did that, even though it's very impressive. But him being able to have Karl Anthony Towns there along with Rudy Gobert on a defensive end, having Rudy Gobert, Jaden McDaniels be able to cover a lot of Karl Anthony Towns' flaws. And also Karl Anthony Towns does need to get some credit for him becoming a better team defender, him being able to make proper reads while in the midst of zones, which Chris Vince started to run a lot more often. And also, I think he also needs credit for the offensive end. I don't think I personally didn't think the Timberwolves offense was going to be that incredible either. And even though it did leave a lot to be desired, I do think that we need to give them some credit for the fact that they were an efficient 3-point shooting team as a unit. Like it wasn't like a one person or two people carried that efficiency. Like Mike Conley was efficient, Jaden McDaniels was efficient, Anthony Edwards was efficient, Karl Anthony Towns as usual was efficient. Naz Reid had a career year efficiency wise, 3-point wise, and so I think Chris Finch probably should get this Coach of the Year award. But I'm not mad if anybody else says Mark Dragno.
We gonna go with Ace 30.
So I honestly, it's for me, it's between Mark Dagenau and Chris Finch.
Okay.
I like the for multitude of reasons. Number one, expectations. We did not see the OKC getting the number 1 seed with
Right.
one of the youngest rosters in the league. And then on top of that, we did not predict the Timberwolves will look this impressive. Like these are two things we did not deny. So shout out to these two coaches. But if I had to pick one, go with Mark Dagenau. I think expectations, execution, but also the level of the level of awareness this team show for being such a young team is beyond impressive. We're talking about a team who was already a top 10 defense last year, but be able to for everyone to get better outside of Josh Giddey, but for everyone to get better and to execute better is only mark of coaching. We're talking about a team who got better with their defensive scheming, who got more smart about their shot selection, especially from three. And as we're seeing right now against the Pelicans, they're showing multitude of ways to adapt. And most importantly, Mark Dagenau is showing something that's not too much common. Like typically in a playoff game, you typically showing your rotation about 8 guys. He's keeping his full 10 guy rotation, and that's something that we don't see. And that's only another mark sign of confidence, a level of flexibility and execution. Because even though you might not get a lot of minutes per se for your bench in the playoffs, but having a coach who know how to utilize that depth, give you more versatilities, more different options for OTAs, but most importantly, be able to adapt to multiple situations against different opponents. So shout out to the OKC for exceeding all expectations and proving it as we know in this playoffs.
Rebranding next.
Yeah, no. So I'm honestly, I'm not upset with any of these guys. Jamal Mosley, I know, the Magic started out the season pretty hot. I'm not mad at him being in there. Chris Finch, not mad. Mark, I'm not mad at all. To be honest. I'm gonna go with Mark, just because we saw, the OKC Thunder. Last year they didn't even make the playoffs. They made the play-in, got bounced by I believe it was the Timberwolves, if I'm not wrong. If I'm not wrong, yeah, they got bounced by the Timberwolves. And to come back and win the number one seed in the West when nobody saw this coming. Be honest. And to win the number one seed in the West, with this young group of guys, it's impressive. And I'm gonna be brief, but I will say this. With Joe Mazzulla, right? I don't know what Joe Mazzulla has to do. What he's done with the Celtics this year. We see how they ran through the league this year. How does he not get like some consideration?
Yeah, you should
How
know.
does he not, like a coach that won 60 plus games? How does he not get any consideration? I don't know, but yeah, I'm cool with Mark though.
Young Africa.
Hey man, I'm gonna go with Jamal Mosley because my uncle named Jamal, man. But you know what I'm gonna say? I know who's not winning this. I know who's not winning this, and that's Darvin Ham, which is another reason why AD should be Defensive Player of the Year. Like this is crazy, bro. So we got a
Man,
bad
stick
coach.
to the
All these
topic,
coaches,
man.
all these coaches, they got good game plans and good schemes, and we out here running 3 guard lineups with Anthony Davis, man. So hey, that's why he should be DPOY. And I know who ain't winning this. That's Darvin Ham, man. A lot of bad coaches in the NBA, and there's a lot of good ones too. And these ones on the screen, yeah, they the good ones.
Shout so you got Jamal winning, right, Young Africa?
Oh yeah, I like that. I think I had the least amount of expectations for the Orlando Magic on this list, and for them to make the playoffs, clear cut, not even in the play-in. Shout out to Jamal. Let's give some love to the black coaches in the NBA.
I like that, Africa. Okay, True the King, you're next.
What just happened?
Shout out to all of these coaches that the finalists. I mean, all deserving in their own right. Only one can win Coach of the Year. But let's be honest. I mean, it's a lot of disrespect still with all that being said, and like fact that Joe Mazzulla did not finish top 3 is insane.
Yeah.
And granted, if we're gonna sit and say, "Oh, talented roster this and talented roster that," but we're gonna pick and choose when now that's a matter. Now, when we seen coaches, when Coach of the Year, now, oh, they got talented roster. But then you have a team. Then, but if you want to use that argument, then why y'all don't saying Eric Spoelstra then, guy that never won Coach of the Year? So which one is it? Y'all pick and choose which ones to win Coach of the Year because of the talented roster, but then coaches don't have a talented roster doing a great job. Y'all don't give them respect either. So y'all pick and choose. So I don't know what the sentiment comes to that, but in my opinion, Joe Mazzulla, like he had, let's try to forget it. Soldiers had a historical regular season, only losing 3 games at home. I mean, when the last time you seen a team only lose 3 games at home?
They lost the last one.
The whole regular season. I'm just saying it was like since like just the Warriors. Since that 73-9 Warriors team. Well, they lost. Of course, they lost. Yeah, of course, they only lost like what 1 game at home. I forgot, whatever the case may be. But still, the highest offensive rate in NBA history. Then adding the fact that you still got coach these different personalities on the team. Let's not forget, Jrue Holiday's playing. This is probably the best role he ever had since probably his rookie year. You gotta ask him to buy in. Then you ask a guy like Al Horford. Al Horford been a starter since his college days in Florida. This is his first time ever coming off the bench. So asking him to buy in, come off the bench. Asking guys like Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, all these dudes to buy in and play a certain role for the team. I mean, the Celtics clinched the playoffs in March. They was 12 games ahead of everybody in the Eastern Conference. What are we talking about? It's like, I don't know. Listen, shout out to Jamal Mosley, Mike from OKC, all the Chris Finch. Listen, all deserving of Coach of the Year. Like only one can win it, right? But in my opinion, Joe Mazzulla, man, the disrespect is crazy. The disrespect is insane. You muted, sir, bro.
But with the 3
mind you, the starters play only 40, and people talking about talented roster, whatever the case may be. The starters all together played with each other only like less than 40 games. That's a fact. So like when it comes to winning games, case may be, we seen Peyton Pritchard out there killing, giving you killing out here as a starter when it plays when the starter's not out.
I was wondering where he was going with this.
So what are we saying? I mean, come on, man. If in my opinion, man, Joe Mazzulla should have won Coach of the Year, but hey, he didn't finish top 3. But you know what? Hey, if I had to go choose the finalists, if I had to choose the finalists per se, I'm gonna go Jamal Mosley. I'm gonna go Jamal Mosley because if I had to go with the people that was on the finalists, I'm going Jamal Mosley because at the end of the day, nobody see y'all play these pick and choose games.
Yeah,
OKC wasn't supposed to be the number 1 seed. Atlanta wasn't supposed to be the 5th seed.
Cook.
They wasn't supposed to be the 5th seed either.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying, like that's what I'm just saying, like when we have these, listen, all in mind. Let me get this straight. I'm not mad Joe Mazzulla didn't win because, like I said, all
Nobody
these
want to
coaches
hear you
deserve Coach of
crying
the Year.
about Joe Mazzulla all
All
day.
these, I didn't cry. I didn't cry. I said, listen, I'm not one of these people saying somebody didn't deserve nothing though. If whoever wins these Coach of the Year, I'm not mad. Only one person can win.
You saying you don't see why Joe Mazzulla isn't Coach of the Year?
At least top 3. At least top 3.
Okay. So then who do you take?
Top 3.
Who do you take out?
Yeah.
If I take out, I'm taking Chris Finch out.
Okay. I ain't mad at that.
I'm taking Chris Finch out.
You're not mad at
if
that.
I had to, but that being said, if going off the finalists, if it was me off the finalists, it's Jamal Mosley. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like the fact that like a young talented team, in fact that listen, Lando probably the most disrespected team period when it comes to their staff and play like all together. So like, come on, y'all using he had a more talented team, so we can't do Joe Mazzulla, but let's go about Mosley then, because Mosley clearly has a less talented team out of all the coaches of finalists.
Real quick.
That point I'll rock with. That point I'll
okay, but we got wait, but we got one more person that we gotta.
Go ahead.
We gotta hear. We got Hearn. Hearn, did you say your Coach of the Year?
No, I didn't yet because we was hearing True crying about the Jim Crow stuff. But we gonna get to it though. I got Jamal Mosley as Coach of the Year. You gotta look at Orlando went from a 22-win season into a top 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. End of the day, a lot of people with that hot start, a lot of people thought Orlando was gonna slowly drift off and probably be a play-in team, but they still stayed the course. They one of the better defensive teams in the league. He does something X's and O's wise. Probably a lot of coaches do, but I'm just gonna highlight it for the hell of it though. What he has done with his young players around halftime, he always go over the film what they do in the first 2 quarters, and he basically walk them through what they need to fix. And most of the time in the second half, Orlando, you know what I'm saying, tendly gets better defensively in second halves of games, and that's why they are one of the best defensive teams in the league. But just the fact that the OKC, we saw them coming. Yes, we didn't expect them to be the number 1 seed, but we saw them coming. That's why people were excited, especially when Chet was going to play this year. People was excited. But with Orlando, nobody thought they was going to be doing what they're doing right now. And then they just even the series today. They're showing they got the talent. They're showing that they actually a disciplined team. For them to be as young as they are very disciplined. And that starts with the coach. That starts with the coach for the most part, most of the time. So especially with a young team. So I want to go with Jamal Mosley. I think it's more impressive what he has done with those teams. Everybody seen Minnesota and seen the rise of the Thunder coming this season. So I roll with him most definitely.
Hey, real quick before we move on, Casual, because you said, not mad. Yeah, exactly. So, listen, Casual, this was my whole point of that. Of the 3 coaches, right, who had the team that you expected to be at least, I ain't going to say we ain't expecting to be like a 3 seed, but who did you expect to have the most successful run this year of the 3 coaches?
I'm going to answer your question real quick. Don't you mock me, nigga.
I ain't mocking you, nigga. I ain't mocking you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You just not mad.
Don't you mock me. I don't care if this picture's right here, nigga. I'll be in this little box right here, nigga. Don't you mock me, nigga.
Yeah, all right, nigga.
Yeah. But who did I expect to be the most successful? Damn, it's between OKC and Minnesota. I definitely didn't think Orlando was even going to be a playoff team, a play-in team, let alone a playoff team. So that's where when True said that, I'm rocking with that logic 1000%. When he said that this Orlando team is not nearly as talented as Minnesota or OKC. And yet he still had them as a top 5 seed and even a top 3 seed for much of this year. So I'm definitely on board with keeping Jamal Mosley there. The part where I separated when he said that Joe Mazzulla should have been a top 3, and I asked him who would he take off, and he said Chris Finch. That's where I was like, I got animated because I don't see where, you know what I'm saying? I don't see how you can look at Joe Mazzulla and how when we came into this season, looking at Kristaps Porzingis being a new addition, looking at Drew Holiday being a new addition, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown being there, Derek White being there, Al Horford being there, they having a continuity while also bringing in the star power to guarantee this team.
But casual.
I'm looking at that, and Brandon, I swear to God, I looked at the Minnesota Timberwolves team, and I did not see playoffs.
Well, so no. How though, right? And this is last year. I'll always go back to this. The Nuggets. The Nuggets
I didn't
said
see playoffs. I saw play in.
Hold on, casual. Because the Nuggets, the defending champs last year, said the team that played them the toughest were the Minnesota Timberwolves. Right? We knew Ant-Man was going to be Ant-Man. We knew, I know Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert gets hate, but we knew, they had potential of getting it together. This is just the first year that they've really actually shown us that they have gotten it together.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Brandon. I'm telling you right.
The three coaches, bro. Like Chris Finch, listen, he's done a wonderful job. Nobody's going to discount that up here on this panel. But of the 3 coaches, I would have to say that he's the one of the 3. I'm not surprised.
To be quite honest with you, to be quite honest with you, though, Chris Finch is like,
and we can move on after this. Go ahead, though.
Yeah, we can move on. I just want to say Africa question why I say I didn't see them in the playoffs. I was looking at their defense, and I figured the only way that they could be able to translate in wins and losses in the regular season was if they hang their hat on defense. And the way, even with how they looked against Denver defensively, I was still looking at that Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert front court, and I just figured that was too big of a hump for Rudy Gobert and company to be able to overcome. So I just figured, the offense was going to be mid, which I was correct in that assumption. But defensively, I thought at best they would be like fringe top 10, top 10 defense, and I don't think that that's enough for them to be a top 3 seed.
And real quick, hold on, True, real quick.
A lot
of people are talking smack about Joe Mazzulla, but we forgot what happened with Joe Mazzulla and how he became the head coach. A lot of people want to sit here and talk about, he had a stacked team. He was not supposed to be the head coach. There was another guy that's currently in Houston that was supposed to be the head coach of the Boston Celtics. So it's easy. What do you mean? He got thrust into a position he was not prepared for right away. Go ahead.
And let me say this too. And talk about and going back to the prepared part, right? So, like I said, people criticize Joe Mazzulla for not winning, but then when he's winning, it's like it doesn't matter. So I guess he has to win a championship. But that being said, you don't win Coach of the Year of playoffs, right?
It's not that. Yeah, it's not that winning doesn't matter for me. True,
No, I'm just going over. I'm just going talking in general. I know what your stance is. I'm just saying, like, when I'm seeing people with different arguments on it, and like at the end of the day, like Joe Mazzulla, I mean, he act like Al Horford's coming off the bench. Like, I don't understand how people understand. Like, Al Horford was a starter in in college.
He ain't no starter no more.
High level starter.
He's not no starter no more.
The point is though, but let's talk about coaching since people may be informed about how hard it is to coach in different personalities. When you have a guy that's been starting for that a long time, that's a hard transition of people sometimes to swallow. I got to come off the bench or take a less of a role. Which
he's the 4th oldest guy in the league.
Mari, can I ask True this question and then
Bro, he's not that guy no more. What
Yeah,
you
we
There's
gonna
other
let
things
we
too. There's
gonna
other
have
things too.
casual
But
ask
let me
a
say
question
he's
and
not the
we'll
oldest
go.
dude in the league. But like, I don't.
Yeah, I just
we
want to
can-
ask True this question. So, and this is regarding his statement. So, do you think that there is a justified point in we don't think Joe Mazzulla should win head coach of the year because his talent was just that glaring of a gap between him and the rest of the league?
That
Do
was
you think that
never.
that's a
That
fair?
was never. That was never argument. That was never argument in previous different years before. So it's a new argument now. That's one. That's one. That's just a simple fact, no matter the case may be. Because people pick and choose when you use that talented argument. Because that being said, Eric Spoelstra won Coach of the Year already. If that's
No,
the
he
case,
didn't. No,
Eric
he
Spoelstra.
hasn't. He has not won coach of the
I
year.
mean, the point. No, the point is this though. If talent, my point is this. You just listen. If talent, if it's all about less talented teams, then Eric Spoelstra would have won one already, but he didn't. So stop using
Oh,
if
okay, okay.
talent
Now
means
I get you.
anything.
I get you.
Stop using. So it does. I mean, it's just. I mean, come on, people pick and choose. That's like we can't start picking and choosing because, like I said before, nope. I ain't hear not one of you, anybody in the chat on the panel say Eric Spoelstra. I'm not listening. If Eric Spoelstra would have won Coach of the Year, I wouldn't mind. The point is. But y'all want to
That's a
use Joe
fact.
Mazzulla. Oh, he has the most talented roster. But then people will double talk saying that so this ain't gonna do this and that. That's another hard story. So which one is it? If so, it's like at the end of the day, coaching personalities. At the end of the day, coaching personalities and things that matter. There's Drew Holiday did an interview earlier a couple months ago, talking about how Joe Mazzulla is using him defensively like he's never been used before as a help defender, playing in zone purposes, not being used just mainly on the perimeter. There's other things that Joe Mazzulla, like I said, the best offensive rating of all time. A lot of things that tell them doing historically, having multiple win streaks, not having lost 3 games in a row this season. So did not lose 3 games in a row this season. I don't think how people understand how hard that is. So when people talk about this and that, I mean, hey, like I said, granted, I don't care if Jones would necessarily want it per se, because like I said, other coaches listen. A lot of coaches got a great case, but only one can win this award. But the disrespect is crazy. That's all off. The disrespect is crazy.
Okay, yeah, you could make an argument that Joe Mazzulla did deserve, to be a finalist. He's the coach of the best team in the league, so I think that gives him some leeway right there. But we're gonna move on to the award that, in my opinion, holds the most weight, the Michael Jordan Award. More commonly known as the MVP. The MVP. And I got a lot to say about one of the finalists, one of the people that made it. But for this award, the finalists includes SGA from OKC, Luka from the Dallas Mavericks, and Nikola from the Denver Nuggets. I think there's an outlier in this. I feel like there is an outlier when I just say all three of these names. I feel like he's
talk about it, Mario.
He
Don't hold
sticks
back.
out so much.
Don't hold
I
back.
don't think SGA deserve to be up here.
Talk about it, Mario.
I'm gonna take back. I don't want to say deserve, but I think that there is another player I could feel like I could push up there and take him out.
Say the name. Say the name. Say the name. Say the name.
No, don't.
Say the name,
Don't
Mario.
Mario.
And you gotta say
Say the name. Say the name.
I may agree with you. That's crazy.
Oh, he better not be that light skinned brother, bro. Don't do that.
I'll sit this one
Don't
out,
do that.
Africa. Say the name.
Don't do that.
We got the brother over there in green.
Oh, hell no.
Let's go. Let her
We
rock.
got him.
Oh,
Let her
We got
rock.
Tatum. I think he had more of a case. Once again, he's the best player on the best team in the league.
That is such a
his
nasty
production
name.
ain't good. But we gonna get y'all thoughts. Young Africa, who do you think deserve? Because we don't have a winner yet, but who do you think deserves to win this award?
I think they all deserve it, right? So whoever wins that, these are the three best players in the NBA this season, right? And so they had the best seasons, and so I'm not mad at any of these guys, and they all deserve it. And I don't think Tatum's on that list. And Tatum gets the tax that all great players who have stacked rosters get, and that is you playing with multiple all-stars, multiple all-NBA players, all defensive players, all up over that roster. So you get taxed for that. It don't really matter how good you play. And on top of that, if you look at his numbers, he didn't have a better season than he did the season prior to this one. He didn't have a better season. It's a lesser season. If you look at his efficiency gone down, you look at his overall total production gone down, and that's to be expected. But the efficiency drop is not to be expected. Tatum ain't on the list. Tatum a distant fifth or sixth on this list if we're talking about most valuable players in the NBA this season. So let me say this: the guy that I personally think is the most valuable player. For me, the most valuable player is not just the wins that you accumulate, but how valuable you are to the team. And that clearly, to me, this season has been Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Straight up. The ability for him in the clutch in the fourth quarters to close games, his ability to be to generate as much offense that he does at the efficiency that he does it at. Why is it better than Luka? Why is it better than Jokic, who are better offensive players? Just straight up, if you want to compare that, is his ability to score, his ability to play with tempo and understand how to utilize his teammates. When you got a rookie in Chet, when you got Jalen Williams in his sophomore season, when you got all these inexperienced guys around you, and you're still able to control and dominate a game and keep those guys involved as well at this point in his career at 26 years of age, he played an amazing season. And the ability to raise that team to the number 2 seed in the NBA, that's amazing as well. So I got to give it up to Shea. I got to give it up in the Western Conference. I got to give it up as the most valuable player, man. But Luka right there, I wouldn't be mad, and Jokic right there too, wouldn't be mad at all, man. Now, this is real close, but put the value of the player in context as to who's around there. I think Luka. Luka's right there too, man. I don't know, man. This is tough though. I ain't mad at Luka. Damn, Luka had an amazing season too. So go ahead.
We'll go with Herm. Herm, you there?
Yeah, give me 1 second, cause I got some noise in the background. Y'all don't hear it real
No,
loud.
you good. You good.
Okay, Bab, just making sure. I got SGA as well, man. End of the day, we knew Oklahoma City was coming, but we didn't know they was gonna do what they doing right now. And for us, his playoff debut as a number one, we know he played in the playoffs with the Clippers, but as a number one, his playoff debut with the Thunder, looking real good. They up 3-0 against the Pelicans. And it's all because of this man. Had a subpar game one, but outside of that, it's because of this man. SGA does it on both ends. Guys always talk about two-way. This is a two-way. Out of these three guys up here, this the only two-way player up there. SGA not only is great scoring, he also great at playing defense, good at getting the passing lanes, good at stealing the ball, good at holding his own against guarding the tougher players in the league. And he's arguably the best defensive player on the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I say arguably.
Oh, that was a stretch. That's a shout out to Chet though.
But I say
arguably
though.
Yeah.
I say arguably
Okay.
though. I say arguably. Yeah,
Wait,
I may not agree all the way.
wait, Herm, can you
Force
repeat what you
perimeter.
said? The
Force
best? Did you
perimeter.
say he's the best defender on his team?
I said arguably though.
Wait, no
Okay.
Lou Dort?
Right.
Like what? This is sick.
I'm with but you got it.
Come on, dog.
I mean, y'all be hating on dude, but it's showing right now, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, he's looking more impressive than Jason Tatum, which Martin want to throw in there.
When all else fails, just hate on Jason
the
Tatum, bro. I like that. That's always in the game.
The Celtics struggling with a starless Miami Heat right now, man, and all they got is
61-36
That's
score
struggling.
by
that's game 3. But see, y'all always will win
It's
when
not
you
the best
blowing
time
out
to
a
say that,
team. But you guys will give
Hollywood
up.
cooking
You
us
guys
up
will
right now,
lose
man.
game 4. So it doesn't matter what you do now. What you gonna do for the rest of the series? So I don't care
I thought we
what
were talking
y'all
about
do
MVP.
today.
These
I thought we were
niggas
talking
talking
about
about
MVP
30.
finals.
But when it comes to Jason Tatum, bro, he's not as good as he was last year. He shouldn't even be mentioned at all. End of the day, it's reasons why people don't respect him because OG, a real OG, I know, Ghost Town, he always call him kid spineless because when his team needed the most, he disappeared. But SGA, I seen him when they was in the New York Knicks. The Knicks kept coming. DiVincenzo kept making shots. Jalen Brunson kept making shots. But end of the day, when they was down one, when they needed it the most, SGA something Knicks home, something packing at Madison Square Garden. I'd rather see Jason Tatum in those type of moments. But you could go with either three, but out those three, that's the only two-way player out those three. And he far exceeded expectations of Oklahoma City Thunder. So I'm giving it SGA, man.
It's, True the King. Who we got?
Let me hold up. Let me make this clear. I don't know why Tatum is getting brought. Besides Mariah saying her pick. Besides, I don't see why anybody else bringing up Tatum up. We know he's not in this conversation. And listen, if you don't believe he's in that conversation, why point bringing him up? I'm just saying, I don't even believe he's an MVP. Listen, I think fifth, maybe sixth. I don't know. Shoot, I agree. There's no pushback on me when you said that. But if if I had to choose, it'd probably be I ain't gonna lie, it'd probably be SGA. It'd probably be SGA because of the fact that
This is
listen,
crazy, bro.
but
Go ahead,
if
rock out, my good brother. Rock out, my good brother.
but I said, and like I said, I had to do my research. I had to do my research with doing this, do my due diligence because if off the finals alone, I do think SGA. Listen, the fact that he's leading a team, a young team like this. I mean, there's college teams older than OKC, y'all. The fact that he leading this team, the number one in the West, is very impressive. Being the fact that he's a two-way player, the fact that he's a great score, ISO score, everything case may be. I mean, one of the best guards in the game. But there's somebody that's getting very fact that we mentioned in Jason Tatum, but we're not gonna mention this player is kind of crazy. That's why y'all gotta stop hating the Jason Tatum. That's neither here or there. The player that didn't get mentioned, that's not even in the finals either. That's having the MVP caliber season.
Giannis.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna lie, doing my research. And hey, doing my research, doing this, I had to really think about things and looking at different perspectives, kind of
Hell
casual and
no.
sturdy. Hold up, I'm looking at different perspectives. Listen, Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'm not gonna lie to you. If if
He got three
if
coaches
Shay
fired in 1 year, man.
if I wasn't if because I'm going off the finalists per se, but that being said, if I had to vote for MVP, I hate, and like I say, I'm a Celtics fan. I'm Milwaukee, but guess what? Even though Giannis be traveling all that, but guess what though? If Giannis was a finalist, I'll probably give it to him. That just me. I think Giannis getting a lot of disrespect and needs to be more in these conversations
He
because Giannis has a
deserves
historical season as
disrespect, though.
well.
He deserves it.
Giannis
He
had, I
deserves
mean,
disrespect.
but hey, 30 points per game, shooting 61% from the field ain't shouldn't be disrespected.
Well, why
Being the
Bradley
best
Beal
of
was
it.
in the MVP
Listen,
conversation
listen.
when
I'm
he
gonna be
averaged
real
30?
with you. I'm gonna be real with you about Giannis Antetokounmpo. If you took Giannis Antetokounmpo off this team probably maybe a playing team.
But you might
Giannis
say
had
that's
legit carry. And the reason why I'm believing this too, forget about the
The
numbers.
Bucks look better
Giannis
without
legit,
Giannis, to be honest.
That's cap. Giannis legit has carried the Bucks this year.
No,
He had legit carried the Bucks a year to
he the
even be
cause of
in.
the
Hold on,
demise.
hold on, hold on. He legit has carried the Bucks to even be in conversations of being a championship contending team.
They not a
Like
championship
Giannis,
contender team. They not.
I said being mentioned as a champ.
They
People
not
been mentioning him
mentioned.
as a
They
champ
wasn't
contender.
mentioned.
They were.
Okay. I mean, I don't know why I didn't say they are a championship team. I'm saying they was mentioning conversations being. I mean, you can't deny the facts. And Giannis have done that all season when it comes to his
Giannis fired,
rebounding.
got three coaches fired. He went through three coaches in 1 year. And you sitting
yeah,
up there
that's
Mike
talking about putting up
Budenholzer
the
was
MVP
Mike
conversation?
Budenholzer wasn't coaching this season
The
though. We talking about
disrespect for Giannis is
regardless.
crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
But listen, but
Giannis,
that be
but
the
Herm is
point
right
is though
though.
because listen, y'all want to disrespect. See, here's the thing, y'all want to mention Jason Tatum. We all say Jason Tatum not in the MVP conversation, but dang, nobody gonna say Giannis Antetokounmpo, a guy that's
Man,
one of the best,
Giannis not
a
in the
better.
conversation, man.
And first
He's
of all,
not.
and when you got
He's
y'all
not.
gonna let
He
Y'all gonna
is
let young
worse
Africa say,
defensively.
Let him
He is
finish his
worse
Herm,
statement.
I'll let you
defensively.
hold on, Herm. I'll let you go. I didn't cut you off more nobody at all. I'm chilling. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna let young Africa come in here and say, oh, the three best players. Now listen, granted, Shea, listen, I got Shea. Listen, Shea is an MVP. Listen, whoever wins out of these three, I don't mind. I don't care because only one person can win this award. That's my motto when it comes to these awards, case may be. But Giannis Antetokounmpo, listen, the fact that it is a lot of disrespect though that he didn't. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, like he could have been in the top. I hate
Instead
listen.
of
I
who?
mean, listen.
Instead of who?
If you wanted me to take one per, I'm
Yeah.
Luca. If I had to
No,
take
what?
Luka out over
Wow.
now,
Taking
listen,
Luka out.
These
listen,
are
in the
initial.
top
These are
three
initial
finalists,
thoughts, y'all.
Take Luca
hold on,
Initial
hold
thoughts,
on, hold on.
y'all.
If I had to take, hold on, if I
No.
had to take a
Oh
player, hold on,
no.
listen, I had to listen. If I had to take a player out, it'd be Luca, because this is as
Oh
simple as
my
this, simple as
God.
this, as simple as this. From the beginning of the season to the end of the season, Giannis was more consistent than Luca was. Even SGA and Jokic was too. That's my only That's my argument on that. So, I mean, if I had it, but like I said, listen, Shay's MVP caliber. I mean, I'm not mad he got it. I'm not mad Luka Jokic got it. But if I had to choose one out of the three finalists, I guess SGA.
Ace 30, who you got?
If I had to pick one, I would definitely go with Luca. I think what the Mavs has done, especially after they did their trade, it's been slept on a little too much. We're talking about a guy who not only led the league in scoring, this man's averaging nearly a 30-point triple double. Let that sink in, dog. On top of nearly averaging a 30-point triple double, he's shown to be one of the greatest offensive players we've seen of this generation already. And in my opinion, he's not hit his peak. And for the like people forget, like the Mavs went from due to injury and other roster stuff before that trade to on a great run. The last 20 games of the season, I believe they had a top three record to close the season. And on top of that, that's primarily due to Luca's dominance, Luca's increase in efficiency, Luca's increase in playmaking, and believe it or not, in his and a little more effort and defense, contributed to the Mavs going on this great record. I personally believe Luca, the ability to floor raise, dominance, and combination of stats is what gives him, in my opinion, the biggest case to win MVP this year. But I gotta agree with you. Nonetheless, like the Giannis disrespect is kind of weird, but we gonna get to that. We gonna get to the rap of this stuff. Like, but if I had to choose one, I'm gonna choose Luca.
Free Brandon, who you got?
Oh, brother. Y'all already know who I'm going with for this one. It's the good brother,
The
Luka
good brothers.
Doncic.
Crazy.
The good brother,
Ah.
Luka Doncic, man. Like, and shout out to Joker, because the way that y'all just throwing SGA into this discussion is sickening.
Thank you.
The way that y'all are just talking about this brother, I'm like, yo, he must be. This is crazy. He must be the second coming of Michael Jordan. The way y'all talking about him, this is disrespectful. This is sick. The way that y'all do all these acrobatics to throw him into the dang on discussion, but then disrespect Giannis. That is sick. It is disrespectful, and I will never forgive any of you people on this panel that said SGA. I'm gonna take notes. I'm never forgiving any of y'all. At the end of the day, Luka Doncic averaging dang near 30 points, almost a triple double, almost 10 rebounds, almost, 8 assists. The discussion is, and I hear it quite often, is, well, they're a fifth seed. Look at the seeding. Not to mention that the man missed 23 games without Kyrie Irving, his second best option. Well, his best option.
Mm-hmm.
He missed 23 games without him. So, I mean, I get it. Y'all want to talk about the fifth seeding, but then also we look at, okay, well, you all deviated from that to give it to Jokic with the sixth seed. You gave it to Russell Westbrook with the sixth seed. So why is it so hard to believe that Luka Doncic should get it with a fifth seed? Never seen a player that has not won the MVP get voter fatigue. Because the way that y'all are going out y'all way to, we see it on ESPN, we see it on First, all that. The way that y'all have gone out of y'all way to throw SGA into this discussion, it is sickening, it is madness, it is disrespectful. Right now, I get it. Y'all want to sit here, and this may be a deeper topic that we may need to get into next. But the way that y'all sit here and throw the seeding in these regular season awards,
What?
because when
So a
y'all
guy
sit here talking about,
that's gonna make All NBA first team and All Defense
y'all keep,
it
hold on,
shouldn't be in the
Africa,
conversation.
y'all keep bringing up defense. That's for
Yeah.
the defensive player of the year. We ain't talking
No,
about
no.
that right
What?
now. We're talking about MVP.
What?
We're not talking about that right
Value.
now.
It has to be value.
It's
What? Come on,
disrespectful.
man.
Like, y'all act like SGA is just out here putting up Michael Jordan numbers. He's
On
not.
everything.
He's
They
not.
He
all
kind of is putting up Michael
He's
Oh,
Jordan
not.
numbers.
He
rebranded.
actually is.
Disrespectful, bro.
Actually,
He
hold
kind
on,
of is
rebranded.
doing it.
Go ahead.
It's a fun fact. He's the only guard since Michael Jordan and
Exactly.
Steph to average 30 on 50% shooting for the field goal. Like that's
No.
But
And
guess
then he
yeah.
put
what?
the
So
skills on his 30. He put the
Third.
skills on his 30.
and to lead the league in skills. So like yeah,
Exactly.
he's
That's
yeah.
Jordan
So
numbers.
He
Yeah,
actually
literally.
is
Wait,
playing
hold on.
Jordan. Yes.
Wait. So let me ask y'all this.
Oh my
Shea
God.
SGA has a
Gilgeous, hold
left
on.
hand.
Let me ask this.
That's almost it.
Shea Gill has played
Oh,
better than Luka. Hold on. Shea
That's
Gill has played
nasty,
better than
bro.
Luka
Wait,
this
let
year.
SGA. I mean, let
Bro.
Brandon go.
Hold on. Shea has played better than Luka this year. Has he played better than Jokic?
No,
Absolutely
I
not.
don't think he has. I don't think he has. No.
But
I mean,
that's not.
he's valuable and playing.
But that's
Different.
not.
Valuable, he's more
value.
Valuable
valuable.
and most outstanding is
Value.
different, dog. Like
This is
Value.
crazy, bro. The way that y'all just
Value.
threw Giannis to the wolves and threw SGA into this discussion,
Well,
They
Giannis right
believe
there.
in
He's
him,
number
bro.
4,
Into the
bro.
what did you mean to the
No
rule?
disrespect
Okay, if
to
you're
that.
going on, what do you mean? What do you mean throw to the wolves though? Y'all sit for mentioning Jason Tatum that had no business being in this conversation for what besides
I didn't
Mario
mention.
for her opinion.
was
I didn't
going
mention that
with
nigga.
I'm just
I mean that
I'm
dude.
talking majority. I'm not. I'm just
I ain't
saying.
mentioned that light skinned nigga name.
Besides
Huh?
that, I didn't talk. I'm just saying though. And then Giannis, the disrespect that Giannis not getting. Giannis ain't getting mentioned
You show
disrespect.
love
That's
to
crazy.
Giannis, so I'm gonna show love to your light skin, bro. No, we good.
I'm
We
just
good.
like
saying.
Young
Well, we
Africa.
gonna get to a certain light skinned brother later.
Oh, what's
Young
up,
Africa.
Mariah?
Who you got for
This is
MVP?
about to be nasty. This is about to be
Oh, I
nasty.
said that real quick, but I got SGA. I said that real quick, but I got SGA. I would have Luka 2. I would have Jokic 3, man. I got SGA, and that is because of the value and the two-way ability is the most valuable thing I think you can be in the NBA when it comes to your team being a two-way player. And SGA is the best two-way player on top of historically great, efficient, guard-like 30-point per game numbers, aka Michael Jordan type numbers, bro. So I don't know what Brandon talking about. I don't know what you mad about, Brandon. There ain't nothing to be mad about. He's doing
Don't mention
historical
my
great
name
things.
if I can't respond, Africa.
Mm.
Don't mention my name because at the end of
Okay.
the day, y'all talk. Hold on, y'all talk about this defense. Is Shea Gill the best defender on his team?
No.
But he might be an All
Is he
NBA
the best
selection
defender
though.
on his team?
No, he might be the All NBA.
I didn't
He's
ask
more
that.
third. He's more third.
I didn't ask that. Is he the best defender on his team?
No, he's more third. He's more third.
No.
He's in the range of
Okay.
third.
Okay,
So
what
he's
that
not.
mean though?
Luka
defender on the
Doncic is
team.
hold on. Is Luka Doncic the best scorer on his team?
Okay, now that's a different question.
No.
Ask him is Shea the best scorer on his team?
There's a lot of things.
Nah,
Yeah,
this is a
what?
better question though. Hold on, this is a better
Is
question.
Shea the
Shea the
best
better
scorer on his
defender.
team?
Shea the better defender. Everybody on Dallas. We can move on.
True.
We
No.
can
Hold
move
on. That
Like,
and
what are we talking about,
if
bro?
you're gonna ask the question, is Luka
Shea-
the best scorer on Dallas? Is Shea the best scorer on OKC?
Yeah, he's the best scorer. Yes.
Okay. Who
To
is the
me,
better
yes.
playmaker? Who is the better playmaker? Who is the better playmaker than Shea on OKC?
Giddy.
That's cap. Stop
That's
it.
what I said too, Brandon.
That's cap.
Who's a better
It help your it don't help your argument. It still don't help your argument.
No, it's SGA. It's SGA. I was
Thank
wrong.
you.
I was
Thank
wrong.
you.
It's
No,
SGA.
No shooting giddy, bro. We going under all them screens, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Mute point. Africa cook, brother. Cook.
Go ahead,
man.
Africa. Finish
So
your
I
point.
just got
Go
SGA.
ahead.
I'm gonna keep it at that, man. We can keep it moving. But SGA has been the most valuable player. Is he the best player in the NBA? No, but I don't think the award is about the best player in the NBA. It's the most valuable player in the context of your team and the NBA as well. And he being a number 2 seed in the West, on top of the team, the young team that he has to be able to lead like that is impressive. And so context matters. And Luka's right there. It's not like it's a far distance. This is very close. I wouldn't be mad at either way either. If Luka gets it, congratulations, well deserved.
I'm not mad if Jokic gets it, but if like Shea, like, come on, bro, this is disrespectful. But go ahead, though,
Brandon,
Mario.
we on the same. Yeah,
This is sickening.
I think it should go to Luka 100%. I think he's, but outside of like it's other players too. That could have been a finalist that had a case to be a finalist, Giannis and stuff like that. Like Luka is dead, like up there with being one of the most valuable players.
Mario,
like,
a guy averages almost a triple-double and gets his team to a 5th seed in the Western Conference with his best player missing 23 games, and people just scoff at that like that's nothing.
And like
that
SGA,
crazy, bro.
SGA was down his quote-unquote second best player last year.
And what happened?
What
happened?
That is
that was last year.
L them in the chat. L Maria in the chat.
Let her cook.
L host in the chat.
Let Mario cook.
This is
But we gonna move. Well, technically, we still gonna stay on the award.
Damn, I didn't even get to make my pick.
Oh, I'm sorry, Castle. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought we heard you.
My bad, Casual.
I feel like there's some agenda that's being pushed right now because I keep getting picked last. Chat. Put L host in chat. Put L host in the chat, y'all.
That's crazy.
Nah, that's because of your Luka Doncic.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready for that next subject? Y'all never ready for that subject. This is gonna get crazy. Next subject.
Luka deserves MVP this year. That literally every barrier that they put on Luka winning MVP, he did it. They said that he wasn't going to be able to maintain this level of play from the beginning of the season. He was able to do so. They said that his 3-point percentage was not going to be able to maintain. This is a career high efficiency that he's had, shooting 38.2 on career high attempts at 10. So that is very impressive. They said that he wasn't going to be able to win MVP unless he was able to be a 6th seed. He got you the 5th seed in the Western Conference. So there's really not much to discuss at this point. The only exception to the MVP conversation is Nikola Jokic because of what he was able to do with Jamal Murray being in and out of the lineup, with him also dealing with the influx of rotation changes because Mike Malone was trying to get them prepared for the postseason. So he's the only exception. I do think Shea deserves to be here in this conversation because I think when you talk about the numbers compared to Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, and even Giannis Antetokounmpo, I do think he falls more in line with Jason Tatum than he does with those 3 supernova talents. But
exactly,
like when we go into the efficiency, it's about the efficiency of the way that Shea is doing it and the manner in which he's putting up these numbers. In the clutch, Shea is like money. He was like, you could bank on 2 things. The sky's blue, the grass is green, and Shea gonna show up in the clutch. Shea gonna show up. And so that's really why he's in these conversations, because he was able to maintain that. And like the Oklahoma City Thunder ended up being the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. You have to give it to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to give kudos to somebody, and Shea just happens to be the beneficiary of that kudos. So that's why I think that he's in the conversation. But as far as MVP goes, I think Luka wins it at this point.
Okay, so now that we've talked about, I think all the awards that a player can win, that a team can win, that a coach can win, how much do these awards matter towards a player's legacy, a coach's legacy? Like how much weight does it hold? And we'll go back to Casual since you usually go last.
Oh, W host.
He had to cry.
W host in the chat, y'all.
He had to cry to get the 1st seed. This is
type
crazy.
shit.
That's crazy.
W host in the chat, y'all, for her.
Man, Casual average like 18 dribbles per possession, bro. This is crazy.
I'm James Harden because I'm efficient while doing it.
Oh, that's a mess.
Can you ask the question again? Because now we didn't got thrown up.
Okay, since we're on the topic of awards, how much do these NBA awards hold when we're talking about a player's legacy?
They hold weight. Like obviously, like this is basically this is basically like the stamp of approval on somebody's great season, especially at this point in the NBA where it's so much talent, all-time great seasons. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that it does matter to a certain degree. The thing that I think is I want people to stop doing is stop holding too much weight on awards. Holding weight to your accomplishments and accolades is one thing, but you basically letting that be the be all end all of a player's position in all time history. I think that is that's a miscalculated tactic.
True to King. Sorry.
Yeah, basically, I mean, awards do mean something, but it's not, like I said, it ain't the end all be all. Yeah, I mean, these awards is just great. I mean, I don't know. My only issue about these awards is like when it comes to this the narrative on it is like the only thing I don't like about when people say somebody don't deserve an award per se. Because like I said before, I'm gonna keep using this point. I've been saying it all the show. Only one person can win these awards. It's like And people, it's not you're not gonna give. You can't give two MVPs out. It's only one can win it. So even you can have multiple guys playing at the MVP level, but one person can win it. Only multiple guys can win Coach of the Year, but only one person can get it. So it's like, I mean, when it comes to those conversations per se, what it means these awards, I mean, like I said, when it comes to legacy and things of that nature, but like I said, it ain't the end all be all. It's not an absolute. Like you don't I mean just because, like you said, Tim Duncan never won Defensive Player of the Year. He's one of the best defenders of all time. Eric Spoelstra is one of the best coaches of all time. He never won Coach of the Year. So you got the greatest scorers of all time never won necessarily a scoring champion. But like, hey, listen, at the end of the day,
That's not an
we
award.
gotta look at it. We gotta look at it when it comes to um like just what it is and what at the moment, and then like for that specific player and what it means for that. But it's not like, yeah, going back to casual, it's not the absolute.
Rebranding.
I'm gonna be honest, and people might not like this, but I don't really think I want to say this. So I don't really like the process anymore. I don't like the process of the awards to say that they should hold weight on these players, right? Like the media voting. I think, behind the scenes we've already been talking about it, and I've been saying it. I think they need to go back to the coaches, the players, and GMs and scouts voting on these awards. We have people that probably barely watch these games that are voting on awards that some of these awards, and these some of these awards can actually cost players money, right? So you have people in the media that don't have to deal with these players that they're voting on every night. I think the players should have to vote because, in the sake of a SGA, right? There are players that have to face SGA every night. There are coaches that have to game plan for SGA every night, right? And to sit here and the media, it's getting corny. I'm gonna be honest, like it's getting real corny. The media has done a job at tarnishing, even Giannis run this year for the MVP. The media has this gripe against Jokic. They have this gripe against Luka. This year, I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. I don't want to assume, but it's real. It's real goofy. I'm gonna be honest. Like as long as we have media personalities voting on the award, I'm not really respecting it for real moving forward. Um, but that's just my take. We can move on.
Young Africa.
Um, I think that personally, players' legacies are hugely impacted by individual awards. Like when you talk about historically, the record books, you look back into the NBA 50 years ago and you look up a player's all NBA selections, all star appearances, you look up their all defensive teams. That's how you contextualize a guy's career, especially if you haven't watched that person. And so 50 years from now, these accolades will be important for the historical context of the era. That's how you measure up the era. But when you talk about in the present, for somebody like for example, Anthony Davis, or a guy um like Tim Duncan, if you look at these types of players, then and you can ask yourself, like, why hasn't Anthony Davis got a defensive player of the year, for example, right? Why has Tim Duncan not got a defensive player of the year? You could look at that and contextualize that they're not great defenders, but obviously, if you were to watch the game, you would understand that they're some of the best defenders of all time. And so the context of these awards doesn't always is given to the right guy, but I think the MVP, like what we just saw here when we had the awards up, like the top three candidates, having an MVP season is important. Without winning the MVP, you can still have an MVP season. You could still have been a very important player. We look back at Kobe and his career, and we say that he could have had multiple years of winning MVP, but he had MVP level seasons and he was in his prime. And so those are the indicators. And so I think they're important. One thing that it directly correlates to that we can't deny is that these accolades have a direct impact on the Hall of Fame. And you're not making Hall of Fame with 2 All-Star appearances and 1 All-NBA. So they do matter on that level. But I'm not sure how much players today think that's so important when we talk about that versus your game, winning, your stats, the money you make. I'm taking $300 million over all Hall of Fame induction for sure. If that's me.
A sturdy.
Um, Here's the thing. Awards should be treated as frameworks of that time. No more, no less. So the problem is a few things with these awards. One, the lack of transparency when it comes to the result of these awards. They when you hear these voters, right, give their opinion, they don't there's so much inconsistency of it because they're not always transparent on why they voted for that year. So to me, the biggest problem with these awards is the lack of transparency in terms of interpretation as well as result of the vote. Another thing is the fact that I mean, regardless of who votes for it, whether it be players, coaches, GMs, or media, there's always a certain level of bias. Trey Young, for a perfect example, he's the only guy in NBA history that had a stat line of 25 and 10,
Hmm.
but wasn't considered an All Star up until there was an injury, and the commissioner had to put him this year's All Star game. And that was a vote that accumulated players, coaches, and media, and none of them had him making the All Star team. So to me, there's a human level of bias that, in order to mitigate that, you have to you have to just ask the people who are voting to be transparent on why they voted for that guy. And then I want to conclude my take with this one is this: when it comes to the awards, the way I view it personally, I view it 10% in regards to a player's career, primarily because at the end of the day, it's a group of people opinion giving their perspective. What matters most is your body of work. What matters most is your impact on the game. What matters most is your consistency and your level of play in the playoffs as well as throughout your career. All those things come head and shoulders above awards, especially awards given by the media, who we seen even this year isn't consistent with their own narratives. So to me personally, I think awards are just a framework of that time that player played in, no more, no less. Just because you have being more accomplished than a player, don't mean you're better than that player. And in some cases, a good amount of cases don't automatically mean you're greater than that player.
Okay, thanks. I think I value awards a lot, very heavily when I'm talking about certain when I'm talking about NBA players. So I think it's a testament to a player's dominance with how many awards they win. But I can also understand what you guys are saying. I know at one point we did have players that did vote for these awards, and I kind of think we should probably go back into that direction because the media does tend to like push narratives, and it's so biased. But yeah, I can understand where y'all
Hey,
are
hey,
coming from
hey,
with
hey,
this.
Mario. So a lot of the problem that I'm having with even even when we're just talking amongst each other, right? One of the points that I quite often hear is, well, this team is a first seed, right? We've always heard this, I'll be honest. So on that half, the one or two seeds winning the MVP or whatever, yeah, that's been consistent. But my thing is here is that the MVP is for the most valuable player of the regular season. Like if y'all want to talk about who's the MVP on the best team, that should be for the finals MVP.
Hmm.
Things like that, right? Because if you win the NBA Finals, clearly your team was the better team, the best team, and if you were the better player, the best player on that team, you should get the Finals MVP. But in the sake of the MVP discussion and well, this team, has a one seed and this guy has a one seed and all that stuff, bro, it's goofy. Just being honest.
Yes, iffy sometimes with these awards. But our last topic that we're gonna touch into is the playoffs, and one thing that we have basically seen so far in the first round is the old generation kind of getting pushed to the curb. We got a new
Mhm.
era of players coming in, and they not afraid because they showing out and embarrassing some of these young players. So, do y'all want to go round by round, or do y'all just want to give y'all thoughts on us shoving these old players out?
I got my thoughts on this, man. I got my thoughts on this.
Go
I
ahead,
ain't gonna
cook,
lie.
Drew.
Listen, I've been telling people, man, for a while, bro. It's like it's a listen. It happens. Just because the anomalies of LeBron James playing forever and KD playing that's not regular, people. It's not regular where you got these guys at this age still playing this level. Stephen Curry, listen, it's a the new school always coming in. It's simple as that. It's always like that. The new guard. Listen, listen. I didn't believe the Suns was going to do that much to kind of come to winning the championship this year anyway. I'm not surprised by that. KD, listen, it ain't fair that KD is 38 years old, got to carry your team. You gotta be the best player on it. That's not. I don't believe a guy. Listen, if you 35 plus and you 35 or more, and you gotta be the best player on your team, that is bad. In basketball, that is terrible. I don't care if you LeBron James. I don't care if you Stephen Curry. And listen, quiet as kept. Look at these guys' teams are struggling right now. I mean, the Suns and the Lakers about to go to Cancun, double trip. You know what I mean? That plane gonna be lit in that plane, y'all. LeBron, KD, I mean Curry. They're gonna meet Curry. Curry already there. You know what I mean? He already having a good time. You know what I mean? They got the drinks. The weather out there is nice right there. So hey, listen, they enjoy themselves. You know what I mean? But listen, the game is in a good place. It is what it is. These guys not gonna be playing forever. I mean, it is what it is, man. Like listen, y'all expecting these guys, these us fans expecting these guys to be like asking these guys to do what they're supposed to do when they was in their 20s or they in their prime. Like that's not it. It's not it, man. Like it's I'm sorry. I mean, it's always about the new school. So it's like when it comes to that standpoint, having faith in guys that we can appreciate they can play at a high level still, but having faith in these guys to be franchise players at this age isn't fair, or it isn't, and quite frankly, isn't right.
Casual, what's your take on the new era coming in? Okay, we'll just move to Ace 30. Ace 30, what's your take on the new era of basketball players?
That man's still in time on the job. Ain't that a shame? But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I think, I think, I think the NBA is in great hands. I think the NBA media and league upper brass needs to change their formula and how they advertise the league previously, and understand and realize you don't need one or two guys to be the face to carry the league. The amount of talent that's spread out that's 25 or younger is ridiculous. From Tatum, Luca, Ant, SGA, Wemby, and that's just the upper echelon talent. We're not even talking about the secondary talent like a Sengun, like Jalen Green, like a Maxi, bro, like a Halliburton. Like the league is so stacked of young talent is ridiculous. And the fact, and most importantly, the most underrated, slept on thing that people don't talk enough is they're constructed well around these GMs, built their teams excellent around these young players. We just talked about what OKC did with Mark Daigneault. We just talk about we're going to give a little more praise to the Minnesota Timberwolves be able to build properly around Cat and Ant, and not to mention up and coming young cores like the Rockets, like Orlando, like let's not forget about the Grizzlies that's going to come back next year with a
Mm-hmm.
vengeance. So there, that man is returning. Ja is returning next year. That's
Mm-hmm.
another young guy that has a months great impact in the league. And also, I can also forget small guys too in the small lesser markets and the mellow ball and what they doing over there in the Charlotte Hornets. It's just man,
Paulo,
this
shout out
is just
Paulo
another
Banquero.
sign. This is another sign of the NBA transitioning and the evolution of the game. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's not a bad thing. As I told other people on different platforms, this is the first time since 2006 where either KD, LeBron, or Steph Curry didn't get out the first round. I'm gonna say that again. Since
That's
2006,
crazy. That's
y'all,
crazy.
That
That's
is
crazy.
crazy.
we're in 2024. So to me, that tells me two things. One, that's a mark of a great era, of a great run of all-time great legends, but also once again, like the league is in phenomenal hands, and I can't wait to see what these young guys do and their level and imprint on the game of basketball to come.
Young Africa.
That was nice, 30. I agree 100%. And one thing that I'm most excited about the new era is the play style and the evolution of that play style with all these huge guys in the NBA, 6'8", 6'9", 6'10 plus dribbling, handling the ball. We're in an era where it's going to be an amazing thing. And I think that's amazing. But we have to also appreciate the past for creating the path to this, right? And so it's funny, True smiling, talking about the new era when he's still living off the Bill Russell championship rings, though. So that's amazing. So we got to move on from that, though. We got to do that before we give it. So when we talk about the new era, shout out to LeBron James for pioneering 6'8", 250, running the offense. So you can get a guy like a Luka that can come in and do that. Shout out to Steph Curry for the floor spacing and modernizing the NBA. James Harden for the high volume usage and also being efficient as well and being high volume shooters from the perimeter. All these guys laid the path for the game to be like it is today, spaced out, skill based, and we removed the useless bigs that were there for 6 fouls and all up in the paint and all that. And so the modern NBA should thank the old era of a LeBron James, of a Steph Curry, of a Kevin Durant that allows us to have guys like Luka, Jokic, Wemby now. That's based off of the old era. And so shout out to the old era. LeBron's still in year 21, still cooking, showing you that you can extend your career to levels that we never thought you could. And that is to the greatness of these guys. And we should base that on the past. So shout out to the past for being able to bring out the present and the future.
You don't go back up to casual.
Okay. Wow. They are going crazy on your Celtics today, True, ain't they? That's crazy.
I barely mentioned them.
Just disrespect.
I barely mentioned them, but that's how. Hey,
I digress. I just want to say something. I pretty much agree with everything that my brother said up here. I just want to say something that I typically don't do, but today I particularly have to pop my shit. I told you niggas.
Oh man.
I told you niggas. And you want to know what's crazy? It was on this exact platform. It was on FYF Sports when I told Lamont, LeBron is not that good defensively anymore. He can't do it. You put him.
Hold your composure, Africa.
You put him in Africa. No, you want to know what's funny? Africa was there, and he heard it. And Lamont gave 1,000 reasons why LeBron James is still capable of turning it on when it needs to be on. He pointed to evidence. He went and brought up film of when he did it back in 2020. But we're here. We're here now. We're here now. And LeBron is cooked. Every time they have Aaron Gordon in as simply as the dunker spot. And every time he keeps getting rope-a-doped and Aaron Gordon gets an open layup.
What? You understand that there's help responsibility.
We gotta let casual finish. Then we gotta go to rebranding.
He finished, man. He leaned back in his chair and all that. Yeah, he leaned back in his chair and all that.
I agree with everything that my brother said. When it comes to this, we really just got to get to the point of just accepting the fact that these older gentlemen, they have far exceeded expectations. They were supposed to be out of their prime a long time ago. KD was supposed to be done after that ACL injury. He had no business giving us 2 more years of caliber play during the regular season. LeBron James, truth be told, that nigga should have been out of his prime in 2015.
What? He was in his prime in 2015. Well, what you mean out of his prime?
No. I'm saying they had no business being that good, and yet they still gave us.
It's not a debate, y'all.
I'm not debating with you. I'm saying. I agree with you guys. We need to get to the point of letting LeBron, letting Stephen Curry, letting Kevin Durant, letting all of these players that given us 10, 12, 13, 14 plus years of excellence, letting them ride off into the sunset. They don't have to it does not have to be the normal for us to get 15 plus years like LeBron gave us of all NBA MVP caliber play in both the regular season and the postseason. It does not have to be that way.
Okay, I do. Sturdy said he got a point, but after Sturdy, we're gonna go to rebranding because rebranding has not given his take on the new era. Hey, Sturdy, go ahead.
You know what? Brandon made an excellent. I mean, not rebranded. Casual just made an excellent point in regards to some of these players. Like it's an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? Especially Lil Blonde. Like I'm not now. I disagree when you say this should have been a long time ago. If you do your research, most all time greats, guys that people rank in the top 30 to 25, their longevity is pretty much about 13 years. So it's not like you know what I'm saying? It's not too crazy. The fact that these guys are doing this, which one, we see the guys' level of dedication to the game, but most importantly, their level of regiment too. Due to social media, we see behind the curtains that you say in regards to what it takes for them to maintain their body, their regiment, and their preparation. But I'm gonna lean toward my brother True in this regards, man. For you to expect guys like KD, guys like LeBron to be the best player in your team, to me, it's only shameful to their teammates. Like Devin Booker. How dare Devin Booker whittle under the pressure, use KD as a crutch?
This is crazy.
Please hold on,
This is
old man. Save me, old man. I cannot carry us beyond the first round. I, Devin Booker, by some on this panel, some on the chat, some around the world, consider me a top 10 player. And yet, I have proven time and time again that I cannot floor raise without a better offensive player next to me, without a more impactful offensive player next to me, without another offensive player that can attract to and give me the ball. Let's be honest, I'm more of a valuable off ball scorer than I am on ball scorers. Because as we've seen during this regular season, as we've seen during this playoffs when they are down 3-0 because they're relying on the old guy, the new guy is not stepping up. He's getting clamped. He's getting clamped by another young guy in Jalen McDaniels. So I agree, with my brother Chu in this regards. Like, but you're a team like the Lakers, like the Suns, who understand that they're young guys like a Devin Booker and the AD. They're not number ones. They're not number one guys that they can be the best player on the team. Your team can win the championship. And for Devin Booker, we haven't seen guarantee that he could be number one guy to even get your team out the first round. But nevertheless, I want to land it with this, right? To me, that sign when you try to build your team around those type of players at that stage of the career is only showing a level of competence from your front office. And from that standpoint, it's okay. Like as we seen the Mavs beating the hell out of Clippers now. They're down 2-1. It's okay. It's year 2024. The 2010s is over. We done with the 2010s. We done. So you had a great run, Harden. You had a great one, Kawhi. You had a great one, Westbrook. You had an awesome one, Curry, KD, and LeBron. Legendary run. Even Paul George. It's over, and that's okay.
Um,
I have a
um,
response.
yeah, another thing too, like listen, right, and it's not forget like even there's a lot of older players in the NBA, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and normally when you have older players per se, you transition to okay, take a lesser role. Even I go to a person may not be a superstar per se, but like maybe a guy um like the Bucks. The Bucks, they're maybe they're too old, and their problem is they're not they need to get more younger, which they probably will address most likely in the off season. Like that's what I'm talking about. It's not a shot to these players. Listen, LeBron James still elite player. KD still they can help. These guys can help you win championships. All these like the older players that we see they can still help a team win championships. But if you ask them to be the best player or have a certain role where they have to do more that which they can't, going back to casual said about LeBron James is like, I mean, it's not fair. Listen, if him to ask what he's doing, because listen, in the 82 game season, you asking a guy that's 45 years old to do what he's doing, it's not fair, man. You know what I mean? He's too old. Listen, he's still elite. Can he do it in spurts and things of that nature? Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like, come on, KD. It's like that's what I'm saying. It's not fair to listen in the franchises around the NBA. They need to taking notes. So listen, you can have guys like KD and Steph Curry. Like say the Warriors have a big problem with that now, and that's listen, Steph Curry. Who's going like you asking Steph Curry about to be 36, 37 next year, right? Like he gonna keep running, moving out the ball, going off of Fox screens, and you know what I mean. Like it's a lot to ask. Then ask him to play defense and be the best scorer and things. That's not fair. In basketball, that's not fair. Like it just is what it is. Kareem had Magic Johnson, y'all. He had James Worth. I mean, listen. So shoot, you see Jordan, he was
KD
done. He retired that second foul. You
unfortunately,
see
and unfortunately,
Jordan that push off, hit that shot. He said, I'm done. I'm good.
and,
Listen, man. So
KD got Devin Booker. So like, it's just damn when you ain't got that guy, when
You
he
know
just
what's
when he ain't got
you know
that,
what's so irritating? You know what's
it
so
is
irritating? It's the fact of just like true, like I understand where you coming from with just like the complete hate, like non-necessary hate that's being sent towards like a player. And because like they vehemently disagree,
Talk to
every
him,
chance
casual.
they get, they're going to misconstrue context for the sin. They're gonna context bend the shit out of whatever they see so that they can be able to say,
there goes
that's
our
why that
monetization.
nigga ain't that. That's why
There
that
goes
nigga
our
ain't.
monetization.
You look at Devin Booker. True. Can you answer some questions for me? I just got some questions for you. Where was the ranking of the Timberwolves defense?
they like what number one in the league, right? They like number one in the league.
Did they? Yes, they were the number one. They were the number one defense in the league, and alongside having the best defensive big man on and in that front line. Did they have like a subpar perimeter defense, or was it like excellent? Like what would you say?
They got excellent perimeter defense. Like
Yeah, and who was like the best perimeter defender for them this season?
Daniels,
McDaniels, right? How tall is Jaden McDaniels?
like 6'10". KD, how you like KD? How
Yeah,
you
not
like
KD.
He near
Better mobility.
he near like he like maybe like he like 6'10". Now he's 6'10" though. He legit.
He's
not 6'10", bro. Hey, yes.
Well, 6'9",
Oh,
6'10",
he like
6'9", 6'10".
tall,
Say
dude.
KD height, bro. Hey, come on.
And does he have offensive responsibilities at all?
Not like
Yes,
that.
he do.
Not like that.
Last time I seen, hold on. Yes, he did in game two. In game two, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, in game two, yes, he did.
We gotta let Casual finish.
So
it's a nasty line of questioning.
Thank you, Mario. Thank you, Mario. So his job is primarily to play defense, right? And he does it at an elite level, correct? And is he not on an elite unit of defensive players that's playing alongside of him? And so if that is the case, and he's going up against a team that is literally, they're designed for the Minnesota Timberwolves being as elite of a defensive group to literally eat them alive. And you're going to sit here and say, that's the reason why Devin Booker is not a top 10 player, because he can't score efficiently against the best defense in the league. That right there, that's ignorance right there. Devin Booker, anybody that's actually been watching this series from game 1 to game 3 can tell, if they have eyes, that Devin Booker is literally sitting here getting punished by Jaden McDaniels. He gets past Jaden McDaniels. Guess who's waiting for him? Rudy Gobert. If Anthony Edwards is guarding him, he gets past Anthony Edwards. Guess who's waiting for him? Jaden McDaniels. He gets past Jaden McDaniels. Guess who's waiting for him? Rudy Gobert. It's literally clockwork with this defense, and it's not just Devin Booker that's struggling. Guess who else is struggling against this elite defense? Kevin Durant, a guy that also is touted as a top 10 player. So if you don't think that Devin Booker is a top 10 player, get that same energy. Kevin Durant is not better than Donovan Mitchell or Jimmy Butler. Take your pick for who is outside of the top 10. But if you're going to punish Devin Booker for this series, punish KD. That's why that is a nonsensical argument. This series is not designed for Devin Booker to succeed. It's not designed for Kevin Durant to succeed. It's not designed for the Phoenix Suns to succeed. You know why? Because the Timberwolves in every way, shape, and form is the better unit than the Phoenix Suns. They have the better bench. They have the better starting lineup, the more cohesive lineup. And quiet as kept, Chris Finch is outdoing Frank Vogel in what Frank Vogel specializes in.
That's a fact.
Anything.
Yeah.
So stop with this bullshit about Devin Booker not being a top 10 because of his performance against them when literally this defense is designed for him to struggle against them. I'm done.
Well, okay. Well. I just want to say, you're
Yeah.
I'm done with this.
I just want to say, your voice is not letting you cap, but like, so drink some tea, good brother.
I'm not
Second
done.
thing is, second thing is, I don't put Devin Booker in conversation you don't belong in. I don't have top 10 expectations because I never saw him as a top 10 player. Well, I was told by certain respected basketball minds on social media, oh, Devin Booker's top 10 because his ability to play make is up there. His improvements in playmaking is is enough to project him in the top 10. His ability to score on ball and off ball makes him enough versatile scorer to be able to produce even against elite playoff defense like was displayed last year. See, I don't have those expectations because I understand the truth. I understand reality. I see when you are against an elite defense, what typically what great players do who are versatile in their impact, they up their production or impact other aspects. Like there's a reason why when I was mentioning new era, I didn't mention Devin Booker, even though he's young. I mentioned Ant because even Ant, a younger player, showed when I'm not scoring at an efficient level, I can still step up other things like defense, like rebound, and going against a defense that we were not successful in the regular season. Last time I checked, True, since we want to ask a lot of questions to you. Who won the regular season series between the Suns and the Wolves again? Who won that? Let the people know. Who
The
won that?
Suns, the Suns won that. Suns.
Oh, the Suns won that,
Did the
right?
Suns,
And we
did the
all
Suns
know.
win that?
Hold
Oh,
on. And we all know, as a championship experienced head coach like Frank Vogel, he knows how to scheme and take away the best offensive players' best weapon, which you all know, and his scoring ability, which we've seen these first three games that they sunk multiple doubles, they sunk multiple schemes, they sunk multiple help from not only the nail in the baseline to force Anthony Edwards to make those reads. But you know what Ant did? Instead of complaining, oh, don't send double teams on me, don't do that. He adapted. What he did, he still maintained his ability, still maintained his impact, made proper reads, and continued to elevate other aspects of the game to help his team win. So all I'm saying is for those who have Devin Booker top 10, heavy head, heavy's the head that wears the crown. Yes, we even though we expect you against elite defense, we still expect you to do other things to help your team win. So if you're limited as a player, so when that aspect of your game gets shut down and you can't do nothing else to help your team win, well, that's more indictment on you. And nonetheless, I'm one of those people. I want to conclude with this. I'm one of those people. I don't judge or rank a play just off one series, but I do know last year a certain play got elevated because 11 to 12 games in the playoffs. It takes more than that to prove to be a top 10 player, and Devin Booker was never that.
Mm.
I'm done with this
Never.
conversation.
Okay.
Brandon, what did
We
you?
gotta let,
Hold on,
but
hold
we
on.
gotta let Brandon. Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, Brandon wanted to say something.
Hey, hold
Yeah,
on, hold on.
yeah.
Listen, because I love the chat. Chat, can y'all please tell us who just because it just got real. Who
hit that
won that,
like
y'all?
button, man. Too.
And
Hit
listen,
that like button.
Yeah,
hit the
please
like
hit that like
button.
button, man. We've had 45,
Hey,
50 viewers throughout this show. I hope when I look on our YouTube, I
Yeah.
see we got 50 likes.
Listen and follow the Twitter right there in the right corner. As
Yes.
well, we actually do go live on Twitter Spaces.
We're
Y'all want
actually
to come over
probably
there?
gonna go live tonight.
We're gonna go
Yeah.
live with Moose. Moose
I'm
talk
go
hoops
live
and
tonight.
so crazy. We going over there tonight.
Yeah.
But I do want to say this. Y'all brothers just cook, man. I'm proud of y'all guys, man. The league is in great hands.
Ignorance.
I think what we've seen, we've seen a great, KD. I know he gets a lot of hate, at the end of the day. I do think that he needs to get a lot of the respect for the longevity as well, the same respect that we give LeBron James. Not saying the same level, of course, but I'm just saying he needs to be, respected as well. KD is an all-time great. Steph Curry, all-time great, LeBron James, an all-time great, and what a hell of an era it's been for them, right? It was fun, but I'm excited for this new era, dog. Like I'm excited. One thing I didn't like, as much as we like the whole the Cavs and Warriors rivalry and everything, bro. It feels good to not know who's gonna win it. It feels good to actually go into these seasons. It's
Absolutely.
like, yo, listen, um, like all the teams are even, well, almost even now, right? Like we're out of the era of the big threes. We're seeing teams that you need depth now. I know we always give credit to Anthony Edwards and the guys like him, but I like Benedict Mathurin. I think he's gonna end up being a dog, right? Asar Thompson out of Detroit, I think he's gonna be a dog. I like that kid, right? The league is in great hands. That I mean, no matter how we cut it, it's always sad seeing the legends go. We had to see Kobe get his farewell tour, RIP to the Mamba. But I think that the guys, KDs and Steph Currys and the LeBron James, they had their chance. They had their time. Like let's let SGA, let's let Anthony Edwards, let's let Wimby and Chet
Ja
and those guys have
Morant
their run. And
and
John,
Jaren
right? And John, listen,
Jackson.
hold on,
Yeah.
hold on, Mario, I got you because
Oh,
Memphis
you
stand up.
lost me, Jared
No,
Jackson,
no, no,
low
no,
key
because
though.
Memphis stand up because the way y'all
Suck
played
that.
with John Morant, y'all gonna stop playing with him next year, and we gonna see when the Memphis Grizzlies turn up next year, y'all gonna put some respect on John Morant name.
They
Stop
will.
playing with that kid, man. Stop playing with him. But I mean, that's really all I got. I would love to, Mario. Go ahead, Mario. You've done a great
Oh,
job. Hold on, real quick. Can we put some W's in the chat for Mario because Mario has killed it today with the moderating. You know what I'm saying? She ran the point guard today. She got us
Absolutely.
our best shots
Yeah,
today.
she waited until the
She
fourth quarter
she
to start calling my
you
name.
know what I'm saying?
L
That's
L
crazy.
host me,
Hey,
man. L host me.
casual want to be D'Lo. We gonna trade him in the offseason anyways. But speaking
uh,
of Mario, you want to go ahead and get into it? Go ahead though, Mario.
yeah, and I just want to piggyback off of what you said. The NBA is in very much good hands. And I think it's kind of not fair. One thing I do hate is that these older players are still playing at like a somewhat of a decent level, and it's kind of hard to completely write them off. And I really hate that because Katie is still a good basketball player. LeBron is still a good basketball player, and so is Steph. So it's just hard to write them off. So they still be in conversations with these youngins. But yeah, it's gonna come a time where we just gonna have to completely push them to the side, and it's gonna hurt.
You gonna cry? No,
But
no. Get it out,
it's
Mario.
gonna
You
hurt. I'm
about to say
not
you
the
gonna
biggest
cry?
LeBron fan, but him not being in the
Yeah,
league is gonna feel weird.
it's
Like
gonna feel
not seeing
different.
Yeah.
LeBron James,
Hey
man.
man, you know
That
what's
old
crazy,
that old
dog,
nigga need to
too.
retire. That old nigga need to
You know
retire.
what?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Hey, you know what's crazy? We missing a lot of shots, man. It looked like Miami missing a lot of shots in this game, and they getting their
yeah,
score so far.
yeah,
They
true.
are
You
right.
probably right. I
Damn,
That's
mean,
crazy.
that's what we doing.
there's a lot
Hey,
of
Mario.
shots.
Whoa,
You know, I
Hey,
mean,
That's
a lot of missed
crazy.
shots. I mean,
we
it is
front
a lot
running
of missed
now.
shots though.
We talking
hey,
crazy in
hey,
the third quarter.
I
Before we
one
go
the
to
one thing
Crazy.
one thing about me is
uh-huh.
this, right? I could be wrong, right, or whatever. I never front run. You guys anybody on
oh,
this
okay.
pay? I never front run. That ain't never
Yeah,
me.
I give
I
you
ain't
that.
never
True.
Yeah,
You're
do
not.
not.
you
You're not
wasn't
a
Let's
talking
true.
smack
You're
let's
not
in
a.
the
not
first
let's
quarter though.
Yeah,
hey
That's
true.
all.
Yeah,
stick
true.
to this
You're not.
topic.
A, true. You're not a Devin Booker. I'll give you that. You're not a
Hey,
Devin Booker.
Oh,
hey, hold on.
oh,
Listen, let me
Wow.
staying
oh,
on topic. Hold on,
oh.
staying on topic. I said Curry and them wasn't gonna make the playoffs.
Hmm.
You can check the. Hey, I got videos. Hey, listen, go. Hey, I've been saying this. Shout out. Hey, listen now. I don't front run for nothing. My takes. I could be wrong. I can be
Hmm.
hella wrong. I had sons beating the Timberwolves. Hey, I had Suns beat the Timberwolves. Look like they may get swept. Who we'll see, right? But listen, man, I'm damn sure don't front running. Hey, listen. So all these missed shots they say I be hitting. Hey, I guess I Miami Heat today. I can be that. I mean, I guess Heat culture, right? I don't know.
This
I can
is.
be that. I
Hey,
guess.
man,
I don't know
You
let,
know
what
what I
the fuck
mean?
is going
hey,
on here.
hold on, real quick, Mario,
You
real
know what I
quick
mean?
before you transition. I want to take the time out. Let me give a shout out to a few people, man. Shout out to Moose Talk Hoops. Make sure y'all
Absolutely.
subscribe to him and So Crazy, bro. They got one of my favorite shows right now. Shout out to Goat James Kingdom. Shout out to Big Fan Breezy. If you a Nets fan, Big Fan bro. Listen, you need to go over there, bro. He know ball, bro. He can tell you about the GMs, the old GMs, the future GMs, the GMs that ain't the GM yet, all that. Shout out to Rated R, Mookie, them guys over there, and them other guys. Ticket, all them. Yeah, shout out them guys. But go
Hey,
ahead, though,
hey,
Mario.
shout out. My fault. My fault.
Oh, go ahead, True.
You can give a shout
Also,
out.
shout out. Shout. Hey, shout out.
We on the panel do not agree with everything Rebrandon just said and sponsors. Those guys, some of those guys do not
Hey,
sponsor this
but
show,
shout
not
out.
affiliate this show. There's a few of those
Yeah,
guys. Those
shout. Hey,
first three
listen.
guys are cool. Those last two guys, I
Yeah,
don't know what Rebrandon's doing.
yeah,
But
but
Rebrandon likes
shout
to,
out to
you know.
Go ahead,
yeah,
True. Go
shout out
ahead.
to everybody. Shout out to everybody. Like I said, shout out to SB, Sean Wood, Real Takes Over Fake Debates, man. That
Uh-huh.
had me over there last, what I mean, last week. So listen, man. Appreciate them. Like I said, hey, man. So appreciate everybody, man. All support, and we see it, man.
And,
So
Vanity
Of
Sports,
course.
by the way, Vanity Sports. Make sure y'all go subscribe over there to my brother
Absolutely.
Casual.
Yes.
But go ahead though, Mario.
salute, absolutely. Shout out, hey, shout out.
True the King did speak on the Miami Heat, because they are currently playing a playoff game. However, if we check the score, I think we already know the
It's done.
outcome
It's done.
of how
It's
that
over.
game is going to go. But we do have a game later tonight that has yet to be played, and it features LeBron James, one of the King, and Nikola Jokic. The Lakers are currently down 3-0 against this team. Did I expect a sweep? No. It's crazy. They could be sent home tonight. Who do you guys think is going to win this game tonight? Brandon, we'll start with you.
Oh, wow. You passed me the ball first, Mario. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I'm not gonna cry like Casual though. Shout out my brother over there. Oh, but no, listen. So I think
You get your ass in the Discord, nigga.
man, chill out, brother. Calm down. We on Twitter Spaces with it tonight, bro. Chill out. Listen, so like nah, man. I think it's over tonight. It was a great run, but it's too much. I think when you are the Lakers and going back into last postseason where I mean, no matter what happens, you can't pull it off, right? No matter what lead you have over this Nuggets team, you can't pull it off. Jokic, and this is with Murray and them not even playing their best game, right? Aaron Gordon has actually been stepping up really big, playing big minutes. It's over. It's done for the Lakers. Moose, my bad, my brother. But yeah, it's over, man. LeBron James, I don't believe that, he's done a great job in this series, keeping his players, he's the leader, right? Hasn't done a good job at keeping these guys in it. We see, the antics of D'Lo on the sideline. Anthony Davis, I don't know why they've gotten away from him. We can't blame Anthony Davis this year. This is not on Anthony Davis. Last year we killed him. We said he was inconsistent. We said that he was injury prone. And this year he's been the most consistent that he's been, and he's been the most available that he's been in his career. So, and even that has not been enough against this Nuggets team. It's over. It's 4-0. We know the other channels are gonna run it up and make this an indictment on a certain person's legacy, but yeah, it's done.
Young Africa? Are you a
Hey
Lakers?
man, Lakers are my team. We know this, and we're about to get packed up, man. If it's not in 4, it's gonna be in 5. We already know what it is. They a better team. They're a more athletic team. They bigger, they stronger, they faster, they execute better on offense. They're a better defensive team. They're a better shooting team. They're a better paint scoring team, and they're a better just execution late game in a fourth quarter team. The best in the NBA. They just better on all levels. They got better coaching as well, and so it is what it is. And so I ain't mad at it. We overachieved last year. That was an overachieving season, and this season, I agree with Brandon that AD really performed at a high level. It's kind of sad that we weren't better around that, and we didn't actually base our offense around that, and we didn't do that for the whole season. AD didn't get the touches and the offensive responsibility he should have got the whole season. I was asking for more face-ups from AD. I was asking for more coast-to-coast off the rebound, let him initiate the offense. I was asking for a lot more of that, and we didn't get to see that. And so in the playoffs, when they load up on AD, our off-ball movement ain't right. LeBron trying to be a hero. Now, look, I didn't think LeBron in the first 2 games was bad at all, but you can kind of tell, man, when LeBron sees D'Lo doing dumb shit, and I really put this series on D'Lo, but when you see him do bad things, and he's not the only reason, but when you see him do low IQ things, turn the ball over, take bad shots. If you remember in game 2, like we up big, and he out here off the pick, AD wide open, throws a one-handed lob, and that shit hit the top of the backboard or whatever. Like this type of stuff makes you lose games against teams like the Denver Nuggets. And so we're just not better. The Denver Nuggets going to win a championship. They're going to win back to back, and we're going to talk about this team as one of the best teams in the modern era. The Denver Nuggets is essentially, to me, outside of the Golden State Warriors in recent memory, are the best team since like 2010 and above. Straight up, the best squad. Tim Duncan Spurs in that. Miami 2012 in that. Spurs later on in the decade still in that. And then you can put the OKC, you can put Kobe and Powell. All that not close to this Denver Nuggets team. Man.
Hey, y'all put the Africa. Y'all put them brooms in the chat for the Lakers.
Yeah, put the brooms in
This
the
is
chat.
nasty, y'all. Y'all are nasty.
It's over.
Hey, Sturdy, what's your
You
thoughts?
can't come to Dallas, man.
What's your thoughts?
I think the Lakers get one. I think the Lakers get one. I had the Nuggets winning the series regardless, but I think the Lakers get one primarily because it's weird too because Denver has not been shooting well from three. For the most part, they've been shooting well from three at stretches, and so like I don't know, like Denver, it's crazy because like the way the Lakers are losing, Denver, I don't believe Denver's at their best, but I don't believe the Lakers played their best game yet either. I just think they had great halves. So I think it's the last Laker game on at home in the playoffs, regardless. But I think they get one tonight. I don't think it's a sweep. I think they lose in 5.
Casual.
The Lakers played their best game, and they still lost. They're getting swept. It's over. Again, LeBron, especially this series, has exposed the fact he's just not as engaged as he once was. Add that with the fact that athletically he just can't do. I have a theory. I want to get you guys' thoughts on it. My theory is I think LeBron's mind is still thinking at the same pace as he's been for the majority of his prime. But the decline of his athleticism just doesn't allow him to act out those thoughts or act out those ideas.
Casual, you think he still see that Heat logo on his jersey with the number 6 when he out
I think he sees a play unfolding and he knows exactly, because he's a genius. I think he knows exactly how to execute. He just doesn't have the body. He doesn't have the speed anymore or the athleticism to be able to act out in those executions.
I personally think Casual, he don't believe in the team. I think that the belief of the team after the first 2 games, if you saw the first game where AD and LeBron cooked in the first half and tried to put him in position, when he realizes after game 2, bro, we really got no chance and we really gave him our best shot, he pretty much packs it up after that, bro. He routinely has done that in his career where he knows when he can't win, I'm going to just play to my level, but we ain't winning this. And he knows that. And I think in sports know that.
I agree with you, but that's what I was trying to explain to you. And when we were in the group chat on Discord, I think the disconnect is y'all think that LeBron, it should be on LeBron to have to mentally, get himself to the realization of like, man, I just can't do what I once did, so I need to alleviate some of my leadership abilities to another player. Whereas I agree with you to a certain degree, but I think we need to get on Darvin Ham, because you have, as the head coach, you see that LeBron is overextending himself in multiple plays, especially down the stretch. You as the head coach have to go and communicate what needs to be done, even if you have to repeatedly do it, because this is a dude that has been playing this style of basketball of being dominant, of being the system, if you will, of an offense for the majority of his career. And so, like, my whole thing is, we at some point we have to come to a realization, and I'm not even a Lakers fan, but we have to come to a realization that the Lakers offense is not as efficient as it once was, or as it would be in theory with this form of LeBron James. And we need to start searching for a alternate option with the construction of this roster, if they plan to even sniff a game. But I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're swept.
It's time for Bron to hang
The
it
the
up.
offense
Hang
the
it up,
offense
Bron.
isn't a problem. It's literally it's the
Nah,
rebounding. It's the rebounding that have black athleticism on the perimeter and the defense. To be honest with you, like this offense proven in the 8 to 9 games they lost straight. Ironically, they proven to score. It just they haven't proven to score in proper stretches, in particular with the role players this series. But also they haven't proven to stop the Denver Nuggets when they needed to. That's the problem. It's not the offense as a team.
What's the
I think the
common?
most
What's the
I
common?
think I think that's the
honest,
common denominator. The common denominator is, like I said before, I said those three things: lack of athleticism on the wings, lack the loss at the rebounding in the interior, and lastly the defense. When you're not going to shut down this Nuggets offense, but what the Lakers do, they give up.
No.
They
I
give up.
said,
They give up. They give
You
up
got
crazy stretches.
Rui
I
running
know
the
what you
whole
said.
court.
I know what you said,
The
Casual.
offense isn't a
But
problem.
but
that's
you didn't
well,
answer my.
I'm disagreeing with the premise of the offense is the problem. The offense is never the problem. Even in this stage of LeBron, that's
How?
shown to not be as athletic. I'm literally
You
saying it.
got
Answer
Rui
Even
my
this
doing
stage,
question.
cardio.
even this stage of
hold on,
LeBron, that's
can
not
I get my take?
even my fault. My fault.
I ain't.
Oh,
I just landed real quick. Yeah, even this stage of LeBron,
I'm
the
sorry, True.
Lakers are proven to
Somebody
score.
let him
That's
answer
all I'm
my.
saying.
hold on. Let him true.
Wait, but
Yeah.
we do
Rock. Let
gotta
True
Oh,
go
rock.
you good?
through.
Y'all good? Y'all good?
No, let True rock. Go
Hey,
ahead, True.
No, go ahead, True. Go ahead, True. I'm sorry. No,
I'm a,
wait.
you good? Yeah. I ain't listen, man. I ain't gonna lie. I had Nuggets in 7, and I'm look like I'm about to be wrong on that. I mean, I'm after the body language of last game for the Lakers. Yeah, they getting swept. I mean, I thought me okay, they may can get one after this pace today, but off that body language of AD being frustrated and LeBron them. I mean, oh, it's just basketball. Well, it about to be Cancun in a couple days. So I mean, listen, man. I mean, it's gonna be just a vacation. You know what I mean? I mean, listen. At the end of the day, listen. Um, yeah, but here's the thing though. Like I know people said I was tripping saying that Nuggets is 7, but look, if you watch these games, he's been competitive. The Lakers had opportunities to win these games, but it's all about execution of these games. Nuggets staying composed, and Lakers are not. They you know what I mean? They have the plan written out. The next thing you know, they want to start freestyle in the middle of the game. You know what I mean? That wasn't the bar. That wasn't the lyric. But you want superstars here freestyling. You know what I mean? Off the top of the head. You know what I mean? And go off the game plan. You ain't stick with the game plan. You f around, you find out, man. I mean, it's simple as that. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, they done. Get the brooms out, the killer. Get the brooms into the killer out, because 1, 2, 3 can't coon, man. It's that simple.
Yeah, I think it's over for the Lakers as well. It's wraps. I had them getting the game, but after seeing that they could play good, but it was just the fact that Denver was still able to come back and do what they did, with the Lakers playing good. But we
Time for
have
that
somebody
farewell
else,
tour.
yeah.
Go ahead, though, Mario.
But we got somebody else that wants to give their take on the Lakers game tonight. I'm assuming, or whatever he feels he wants to talk about. Uh, GKJ is here with us. What do you have to say,
Go
GKJ,
James
Go
about
James
Kingdom.
Kingdom.
Yo,
Johnny,
no?
what up?
yo.
Was there any take that you heard that you want to talk about, or do you want to talk about speak on the Lakers tonight and what will happen? What will this do for LeBron Lakers? I'm joking, but how do you think this will unfold for
Yeah.
us?
First off, peace and blessings, y'all. I want to congratulate
Salute,
y'all.
salute.
Yeah, I want to congratulate y'all for having the crossover panel in the show. This is a great panel. I appreciate you guys doing your thing. Looking forward to more content from y'all. So congratulations for what y'all doing.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Um, but first off, let's just deal with the Lakers. They're getting destroyed by Denver easily. I mean, we can point out to 103 different reasons why, but it's just a simple fact that the Lakers do not have a roster that can actually compete with Denver. Pelinka didn't get a big man. I don't understand how he thought they were going to get past Denver without another big man on the roster. And we forget that Vando and Cam Reddish was brought in to help the Lakers defensively, and not having those two guys in this series is glaring. We can clearly see the Lakers cannot play defense versus this team. They do not know what to do. And then you add Ham on top of it. Ham just looks like he's just collecting the check. He was supposed to be the tough nosed coach, get everybody disciplined. The Lakers are not disciplined. They're not tough nosed. They don't have nothing of him that you would think Darvin Ham was as a player. So it's over for them. It's a wrap. Denver Nuggets. If even if the Lakers win tonight, I don't even know. They do y'all think that NBA players even care about being swept or not? Do you think the Lakers are going to come out to say like we're not going to get swept on our home
If
floor?
they did, they
Bill,
wouldn't
Bradley
get
Bill
swept.
said it. Bradley Bill said it on his
Yeah,
press
he did.
conference
He did
about
just
it.
say it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hope that they come out firing because the thing is again, Austin Reeves, Rui Chimura, these guys are not really starters. They're really role players that should come off your bench. They're not playing like starters. They're put under the hot fire, and let's just hope that these guys can hit some shots today. And Denver just says, "Hey, we just want to win at home." But other than that, as far as LeBron's legacy, I mean, what LeBron has to do if you don't think he's the GOAT now, he'll never be the GOAT.
Yeah,
You
you
shouldn't
got
wait 21 years to say LeBron's not your
But
GOAT. I don't
but
know
go
why.
but go James. Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
You being a LeBron, you know what I'm saying, fan. I'm a LeBron fan. I don't know why they in the chat thinking we anti LeBron. Do you think it's time for that farewell tour next year?
No, no. I think LeBron wants to play. I think he wants to play 2 more years. I think LeBron wants to play
You
23
think
years.
23? 23? Okay.
He LeBron is gonna snub all you MJ fans, and he's gonna let you Zesty Jeffries know 23 seasons.
Zesty job.
Um, yeah, he's going. I think he's gonna play 2 more years. Now, do you think he does it with the Lakers? That's the real question.
I don't. I,
That's a good question. That is a good
man,
question.
I don't think he does it with the Lakers, but I keep hearing, people wanting. Well, people keep talking about the Knicks. If I'm the Knicks, I don't bring LeBron in. I'm a
Yeah.
LeBron fan. He's my GOAT. But you just don't bring that in to disrupt what y'all already are building there. I think if LeBron was gonna go to the Knicks, I believe 2010 was the time to do it. That train is passed. He needs to. I don't. Yeah, well, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, he is one of the greatest players we've ever seen, and contrary to what Maria says, if I'm saying your name correctly, please excuse me. I think I said it correctly. Um, y'all gonna miss him. We gonna miss LeBron when he's gone. He's the most biggest draw as far as TV ratings, and people want to watch him play. They love him and
Hmm.
Stephen Curry, and
YouTubers, they gonna miss him when he gone, cause
yeah, all their
Oh,
content,
like
all the,
yeah.
yeah, with no
yeah.
content, no content
Yeah, you
creation.
gonna find LeBron is one of them. You gonna find content about that nigga.
Listen, it's gonna be
You gonna
look,
find
y'all. A fair warning here, y'all. It's gonna be a lot of your favorite YouTubers. They're not gonna
some
be so
fall off.
much pro when LeBron retires, man. And there's,
Fall off.
they not gonna a lot of lights getting cut off. Bills not gonna be paid when LeBron retires.
Shit.
It's
Damn. Can't afford internet connections? That's crazy.
Oh, man.
But let me
You
leave.
got Hey, Africa, they got to sell their monitors, bro. They got to sell their
But let me leave y'all with this: the NBA is in good hands. If you are true NBA fans, like I believe most of us here on the panel are, the NBA is in good hands, bro. We all have our teams. That's a good thing. So we all watch the games. We love the players that we have on our rosters, and the NBA is only going to keep getting better and better.
hmm
So just appreciate the game, like we always tell people, because it is a great game. And it is over though. The 2010s is over with. It's a new oligarch. Guys like John Morant, Ant-Man, SGA, Luca, it's their league. It belongs to them. You got Benchero coming up. You got, you guys
hmm
mentioned the Asar Thompson. There's so many great players in the league. Jalen Green, Kate Cunningham. Oh my God. I mean, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero. That's for you, True. Bang, 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 bang.
Damn,
Um,
out of bio.
Yes.
Johnny is a Heat fan, y'all. Johnny is a Heat fan, by the way.
Okay.
You know.
anyway,
Um,
thanks for bringing me up, y'all, man. I appreciate the
Hey,
show.
salute,
Salute
I
you,
bro.
of
Coach
appreciate
James.
you
course.
too. I'm definitely going to
Anytime.
salute.
That was the perfect way to end off this show by giving props to the young generation because this is who is about to take over. This is the young generation is about to take over, and I'm excited to watch and see what unfolds
Mhm.
with these players' career. To end it off, do you guys want to give a shout out to your own platforms or to anybody in the comments
Oh
section?
yeah. Hey, if y'all not subscribed already, True the King TV,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
TRUDA
Yes, sir.
KING TV, man. Listen, man. You want me, hey, on more, you want to
Non-biased
hear me
sports
talk
talk
other
over there,
things?
man.
No, I ain't gonna lie. I mean,
You're
listen.
some bias.
One thing about me is listen. Everybody bias to a degree. I'm no exception. I live by that. It is what it is. But I do look at other people's perspectives, and other people's bias opinions are welcome there. So listen, it can't be that much bias. I don't block people. I don't. I ain't
That
no
is
shot.
true.
I ain't throwing no shots. I'm just the reality situation we on YouTube. I don't do none of that. So listen, if you want y'all own opinions, you disagree with me. Listen, so if you're a Celtics fan, Patriots fan, all that. You know what I mean? Hey, y'all most welcome to subscribe to that channel, man. To the King TV.
Go subscribe, y'all. Rebranding.
Yeah, man. I want to give a shout out to go ahead, make sure y'all click and subscribe to the crossover FYF, our Twitter page. We actually gonna go live there tonight. We're gonna collab with Moose,
What
Talks
time?
Hoopins.
You know
We
what's up.
haven't made a time yet.
We
What y'all
probably,
thinking?
to be honest with you, probably after the
The Lakers,
either halftime or after the Lakers versus Nuggets game.
depend on what the Lakers. Yeah, okay,
Yeah, depending on what's going on with the Lakers game, we'll probably end up going live. It'll be a collab
yeah,
between the
Matter
crossover,
of fact,
Vanity Sports, Moose Talk Sports,
yep,
So Crazy TV.
yep,
It's gonna be a lot of hoops talk. We ain't just gonna be staying stagnant on one topic. We're gonna be a little bit all
yeah,
over the place. Not gonna be
yeah.
as organized as this platform is.
No,
So
for sure.
be
We
prepared to talk
freestyling
about
over
whatever
there.
we throw at you, though.
Real quick, once again, y'all, like I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of my team, y'all. We growing together, y'all. These people, Maria killing it, True killing it, Sturdy killing it, Africa killing it, Casual killing it. And we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all time for episode 3. But go ahead. Who else want to plug?
Moose. It
um,
is definitely gonna be unhinged.
Oh,
Gonna
best
be
best
unhinged.
believe
yeah.
everybody,
Hold on.
everybody watching in chat. Best believe, good lot of we got a lot of ideas coming, a lot of changes coming, and we
Hmm.
only gonna grow better from here. We not just gonna be on YouTube. It's not just gonna be restricted on YouTube. Not just gonna be restricted on Twitter. We're gonna bring it to TikTok. We're gonna bring it to Playback. We're gonna bring it to Facebook. We ain't gonna stop. We can't stop. No Diddy. It's
Wait,
that
hold on.
simple.
That's a bad time to say that. Can't stop, won't
I just
stop.
said. I just said no Diddy. I
Yeah,
just
I
said
ain't
no
gonna lie.
Diddy.
Nah,
Okay,
No
nah,
okay,
Diddy.
we
nah,
covered.
nah,
He
nah,
said no
nah,
We
nah.
Diddy.
covered. We
He
covered.
did say no Diddy.
We
Okay.
covered.
Can't
Uh,
quote
You heard.
Diddy.
You heard what the host said. You heard what the host said.
Casual. Shout out to the channel.
if you guys will check, I just posted my link in the chat if that's all right with you guys.
Yeah,
Please
for
make
sure.
sure to
Good.
subscribe to Vanity Sports Debates. We're trying to get to 200 subscribers. I see 39 of you guys in there. If 39 of you guys can go in there, that'd be 39 more than we had when the day started. So I appreciate
Absolutely.
all of you guys. True knows what it is. It's always love. Maria knows it's always love. These are my brothers and my sister. So please make sure to support everybody's platforms. And most importantly, make sure to go and follow our goddamn Twitter or X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah.
Please
Oh,
make
is
sure to go down there
IG
because when we go
coming
live, we're
soon?
looking to go crazy.
Oh, listen, the
IG
IG.
coming soon.
No, the IG. Listen, I'm gonna link the IG as well, y'all. We got an
Oh, you
IG. We
got
got a
an IG.
Facebook
Okay.
page. I'm gonna link it into the
Everything.
Twitter. So listen, we already prepared. We just need y'all to support us. We need y'all to
Yes,
follow the
Yeah.
accounts.
yes.
Twitter Spaces. We can get crazy over there, y'all. I don't know if
Hmm.
y'all know about that guy Elon
Also,
Musk.
that's not no Diddy. That was wild.
Wait,
But anyway,
that's crazy. Hey, true. See, this is why I
It
get
ain't
but
one of
crazy,
them.
anyway,
bro.
It ain't one of them.
These
It ain't
check
one
me.
of them
hey,
freakies.
These
that's,
check me when I
It ain't
get
one of them
hey,
crazy.
that
freakies.
was hey. But
That was
listen, hey,
crazy.
listen though.
That
But
was
listen,
crazy.
that
Go ahead. I'm on
Discord,
mute,
right? So
man.
listen, in that Discord right here. Y'all go look at that Discord. Go hit that Discord link.
Yes,
Listen, if y'all
sir.
want to see us outside of the show, it's some crazy people be capping in there. Listen, you want to listen, you can hey, if you want to talk sports and then other things, go join the Discord, FL
Yeah.
Discord and all that. You
And
know what I
also, and
mean?
also, and also join the Discord because if you're looking for opportunities, like Lamont is monitoring that, and
And shout out
he's
Lamont and
looking
them
to give
winning
you
that championship
opportunities.
too. Shout out to them.
Absolutely. Oh, matter of fact, we gotta start a crossover thread in there too, by the way. But
Okay,
For
we
yeah,
get
sure.
that's listen, all the
Yeah,
things
we'll
in there
do.
too.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
okay,
later.
All
we
that
got
is in there.
Africa. Go ahead. Shout out your socials if you have socials. Want people to find you.
Oh no! Hey, shout out to ESPN. You know, it's interesting because I'm watching this Laker pregame. They asking the same question we've been asking, right? And they be watching, man. And that is the new era taking over. And so we own that, and they talking about that now. You know, Wojnarowski talking about his inside information about the new era. I don't know what kind of information he got, but shout out to all the people in the chat. Shout out to the MVPs, man. Moose, man. Hey, shout out to Durag, hey, MVP of the chat, cooking today, cooking everybody all up in there. And you know. Shout out to the panel, man. I like talking this game, talking ball. You know what I mean? I pull up, drop 50, and Casual ain't got the lateral quickness. We know what it is, man.
Hey, hold on, real quick. I
Hey,
want to give a shout out.
But I got them passing skills, dog.
Hold on, real quick.
Hey,
I want to
Mariah
give a
knows
shout
sport.
out.
Hey, I'm posting her channel in the chat too.
Okay, yep.
Hold
Make
up.
sure y'all
Yep.
subscribe, man.
Yeah.
Keep playing with it.
Subscribe
I have
in it.
you.
Ralph is
Hey, listen,
Africa.
man.
Africa. You didn't shout out
Hey,
Ralph,
listen.
and I think that
Hold
is a
up.
personal attack.
Yeah,
because
got
Ralph,
insulted. Yeah.
Hold on.
Ralph has been
on.
cooking in the chat.
Also, hold on.
True,
Listen,
go ahead.
let me see. Young. Hold up. Young Africa channel too.
Yes.
I'm
Come
post
on,
that.
man.
I'm posting that in the chat too.
Let's
If y'all
go,
listen,
man.
bam.
Hey, real quick. I want to give a shout out to the MVC, the most valuable commenter today. We're gonna get that one to Pagan. Pagan was on next, man.
Pagan was
listen,
everywhere.
Pagan,
Yes, he was. Pagan was everywhere.
Pagan be on my neck no matter
Hey,
where.
I'm
And
gonna
you know
say
what?
this.
You know
No
what?
matter
You know
what
what, Brandon? I
channel.
just had an idea. We need to make sure to do that every time we end the show. Give a most valuable comment.
Yeah.
Most valuable
You gotta
commenter,
do that.
man.
Yes.
Go ahead though, man. Go ahead, True.
I'm gonna say this too. The true versus segment is coming soon, y'all. So listen, it will be coming soon.
Let's go.
So y'all won't be comments in the chat. Y'all got y'all takes, but when that link drop, you be
Don't
man.
run.
Let's see if y'all get
Don't run.
don't run. You know what I mean? Don't run. You know
No
what I
diddy.
mean?
No diddy.
Yo, real quick.
That was
Ralph,
that.
Ralph, you still listening, bro? Check your IG messages. That's it.
Well, that's that he
Yeah,
over
man.
money.
That Philly
So,
that Philly cheesesteak should be coming soon, Ralph. Don't worry about it, man. It's okay.
Only thing. Hey,
All right, we gotta
listen.
wrap this up. We gotta wrap this up, Mark.
right, we
Absolutely.
giving rap shout
I
out.
gotta go watch the Lakers take this L, but yeah, y'all got
That's-
subscribe to all the channels, follow all the pages that True the King, rebranded, and Sturdy put out in the comment section. We appreciate y'all support. Thank y'all for watching this episode, and we will be live again next Saturday at 4.
5 to 5:30. 5 to 5:30. 5 to 5. Eastern.
Yeah, those times. Yes,
Eastern.
those times.
Yeah. Y'all gonna see it real soon. Y'all gonna see it when it's so yeah.
Yeah. Peace,
Salute
y'all.
to y'all though, man. Shout out,
Salute
y'all.
to y'all.
Salute.
Love y'all,
Peace
man.
out.
Peace, chat.